I don't know what was going on there, guys. If you look on my community post, I just posted it was locking up every time I go to enter the live feed here. It would just make a half circle and lock up. I had to shut the phone off and everything and come back. So hopefully, it looks like you guys got me now. Man, that was getting really irritating. I'll tell you that. Was there even an intro video? Was any of that happen? I hope I didn't just pay like $400 to have professional StreamYard and just have it take a crap on me. Is there even anybody left? It looks like everyone jumped in here and then just left. Oh crap! I imagine Drone Jones, you're probably still here. You're the first one to show up. I know I could see the comments, but it wouldn't load anything. Let me try something here real quick. Hopefully, don't crash the damn phone. What's up, Bull of the Woods? Yeah, there was some huge technical difficulties here in the beginning. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was just loading and spinning, and I couldn't even get the camera and shit to come up. So now I got to reset everything up the way I wanted it because, yeah, it just freaking aggravation. I'll tell you that. I must be technology illiterate or whatnot. So we're just trying to kill some time here at Food Lion. I thought originally I was dispatched. They said it was Aldi's, and that it was going outside outside Richmond, Virginia here. But once I got the paperwork for the trail and everything, it said ADT, whatever the heck it is, ADITS or something like that, and it's Food Line over here. I don't know. I put the name of the town up where I'm at. So, I mean, I'm not scared anyone to come find me. I don't think anyone's going to be over here anyway. So, um, yeah. So we're just sitting here trying to kill time. I probably had a bunch of people in here because DIYs over there, and looks like all kinds of people were in here. But like I said, I had an intro video up. I had everything going. It was looking professional. I go to enter the studio, and it just kept locking up on me. So I'm hoping the audio is coming through here. Can anybody give me an audio check? Here, you know what, too? I'm going to try to see if I can do this too. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I could do it from here. Let's find out. Uh, I don't know if I can do it from here or not. Let's see, Bull of the Woods, you still over here? I need an audio check. It only says that there's one person in here, so hopefully it ain't me. The heck, it ain't gonna show my channel? Like, come on. Seriously? Man, I must be doing horrible on YouTube then, because you would think my channel would be up here. That's uh, that's a little heartening. Because I'm guessing I'm. Oh, what's up, James Best? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if you were in here earlier or not, but I'm having tons of technical difficulties. I don't even know if my. I'm hoping the audio sounds good. I got a splitter hooked up to this thing and everything, so I'm guessing things are coming in good here. Right now, I'm just trying to find my channel, which apparently isn't coming up for some reason. Maybe it's because I put the dash there. I don't know. I need to get my key. Friggin', I had the keyboard ordered and it was supposed to come in, but all right, there we go. Let's see how it looks. Let me mute the audio on this real quick. Oh, at least the audio is coming through, so I can tell that. So I have the TV muted and it's coming through the phone still. Okay, that's a little weird. So I guess, well, at least I know I'm up and running. I need to get a goddamn laptop. That's what I gotta do. Come on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Get a laptop. I don't know though. If I'm getting a laptop though, I had an old crap, like not an old one, but it was just a crappy little, like not a ThinkPad. It was a knockoff ThinkPad, and I had it sitting in my old truck. Where was it? I had it sitting on the bed or something, and I was driving and it wiggled off, and when it fell, I have a Bluetooth a Bluetooth, what do they call it, mouse, and way it fell, it just jammed the mouse uh, dongle or whatever you want to call it right into the board and screwed the whole thing up. So uh All right, we're back now that my sunglasses are probably permanently imprinted into the freaking ceiling. Oh my gosh, I'm so freaking irritated. Now the freaking phone overheated now. Like what? Jeez, oh man. So if anybody's still watching, oh yeah, there still is. So yeah, that's what we're dealing with here right now. Um, I had to take the Dext off and everything, and I'm just going to go old school right now. So we'll see how this is going to go. Um, had a had a nice mic and a let's see where the heck is it here? Did I throw that too? Had a dongle and everything, had everything hooked up all professionally like. But yeah, I guess I'm just asking too much from this $1,200 or $1,000 Samsung phone here. I know my wife told me I should have kept my iPhone that I had there briefly, but maybe she was right. I don't know. Let me turn the TV off because that's gonna be useless now. Um, so yeah, I'm good now. I guess I can actually go live. And now that I look like a freaking idiot here on live. Um, so much for professionalism. Yeah, I was hoping to get out of here kind of early today because I gotta head back to Allen Glen or Glen Allen, Virginia over here, pick up another load, and then transferring it to oh, what the heck is it? Wilkesboro, North Carolina. I was going to drop it off in Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and then head over to Matt's. I figure I'd be at Matt's sometime tonight or sometime early in the morning tomorrow. But at this rate, I don't think that's going to happen. I think I got screwed over here at Food Line. The last two times I was here, it was in and out real quick. I show up today and it's a shit show. So there's probably just about every door in this place is full, and there's probably about 40 trucks in front of me just sitting. So if they're doing the whole line thing, who knows how they got the order going. But I'm guessing I'm fixing to get some detention today. Hopefully I'm not stuck here 10 or 12 hours. I know I'm talking fast. I'm irritated right now. Fucking sun's like blinding my ass too. Class. All right, I'm calmed down after my little temper tantrum here. So how's what's going on? What do we got going on here? Hell, I'm even afraid to turn on the Wi-Fi to use my other phone to read comments. I'm afraid it might crash. Oh man. Yeah, I'm not even gonna do it. I'll probably end up messing everything up. Well, let's read some comments here. I imagine most of them are probably wondering what the hell I've been doing here. Let's see. Well, of course, Jerome Jones was in the house first. Tiffany was in here. She's wondering what's going on. F8. Yeah, it's 11:08 here somewhere. DIY late. Yep. Was there even an intro? I had the intro hooked up. I entered the studio earlier. It was playing. It was in loop. Everything looked like it was going good. And then next thing you know, it wasn't showing anything. And then I got locked out of StreamYard. Like it was just every time I go to enter the studio, it'd be like a half load button and it would just sit there. So I was like, geez, I pay the $400 for the year of StreamYard. I can't believe it's that much money. Next thing you know, StreamYard don't work. I was like, wow, you pay the free version worked every time, and you pay $400 for the product, and now it's messed up. So I'm hoping, I'm hoping YouTube pays off because, $400. I thought it was a little outrageous to do some lives, but I was hoping to be able to do, separate cameras and everything. I was hoping it would work right on the phone. I was going to hook my DJI Osmo Action into it and have two separate cameras and use my fancy mic I got, but I guess that's not going to happen until I buy a $1,200 laptop now too. So I'm kind of investing a lot here in YouTube. So hopefully I do half decent. because I don't know. I better start putting out some really good content. I'll tell you that. Hopefully, no one at Matt's hopefully is watching, because I'm going to try to interview some people, and I know I would see, after watching this live feed, I'd see me coming up. I'd be like, oh great, it's this guy. I can't even go live on StreamYard, and he's going to try to interview me. Oh, let's see here. Michael Page. Can I click on these? Yeah, I can. Michael Page. We're still making money, not big money. How did detention work out for that crazy load? I'll find out today when my settlement comes in. I'll find out today how that went out with that crazy load there that I got stuck at. Oh, not got stuck at, but I guess communication problems where, I knew I wasn't going to get to Walmart. I got out of Tyson too late there. Where was I at? What plant was that I came out of? I think I came out of Willingboro. Was it right? Willingboro. I think I came out of Willingboro, North Carolina. Yeah, I came out of there late, missed the Walmart appointment. Then supposedly they gave a new appointment, but never told us. So I missed the second appointment. So we'll see. I'm supposedly going to get like $40 an hour or something for layover pay and stuff, but it should come out to around $1,000. I hope. To be honest, if it's over $600, I'll be happy. It's better than nothing. F8. Late fee to be paid to F8 trucking. Yeah. Oh crap. You know what? I should. How about we do this, everybody? If you want, go ahead and shoot. That's F8's Cash App. Go ahead and shoot him some money. Crash Bandit over there tearing up his truck. So maybe we can help him out, recover at least recover his tow bill for him. That was cheap enough. We should raise some money for that. He deserves. He's a good guy. He deserves every bit of it. Let's see. Throat goat post. Can I get a wrench? I don't know. That's the first time I've ever seen you in here, so we shall see how you go. Oh, stop it, F8. Who cares? If anything, you're probably one of the guys that definitely would deserve it. You know what I mean? You help a lot of people out. You do a lot of good. So I know you're saying no, but see if I can. Can you give wrenches out from here? No, you can't. I'll probably give. Don't send anything. Well, thanks for the super chat, but all right. So nobody send F8 money. I guess he doesn't want it. But I mean, there's only like 8 people, well, 5 people in here now, so I don't think anybody was going to send you money there either. Anyway, F8. Throat goat. That's my troll name. Well, the only person I probably think it is, it's probably Josh. I would imagine. I don't. Well, throat goat. It might be Cash, maybe, if he has a troll name. Let's see here. Prayers on the freeway. Hey, what's going on? I'm just trying to make some quality content here, but apparently everything hates me today. That guy from Jurassic Park? What's his name? The pathologiologist, Grant. That's me. I touch something and it just goes haywire and takes a shit. So, no, really, what it was is I'm just asking too much from this cell phone here, and I need to go buy a $1,200 laptop. That's what it is. So, But hey, how about this? So I'm going to go to Matt's, or at least try to be there, depending on whether or not Food Line here screws me. What kind of places or interviews or something you'd like me to maybe try to stop by? I don't think TQL is going to be there. We already got that out of the way last night on DIY's live. So who would you like to see maybe get interviewed or talk to? I'm probably definitely going to stop by the Mercer booth and see Dan if he ain't like mobbed by a million people. It's funny because that same graphic he put on his truck was what I was trying to plan on putting on mine, but the graphic, the size of the graphic to be able to make it cost effective, I would have had to order it from like China, and it probably wouldn't have made it here. Just like how my hoodie and my shirt didn't make it here. Apparently, it's a U.S. based company you're ordering it from, but the stuff comes from overseas. So yeah, so I don't have my jackknife hoodie or my hat, or not my hat, my jackknife hoodie or my shirt. So much for looking professional there. Uh, I guess I'm gonna wear a decent button down so I look approachable, you know. And unfortunately though, all the button downs I got are plaid. So uh, looks like I'm gonna have a plaid button down on and try to interview some vendors and stuff. Let's see. More like I F8. More like I like the deep throat. DIY. Let's see. F8. Will your truck be fixed by spring? Oh, you guys are dicks. Let's see. Well, you got the part in, right? I'd imagine by now it's almost 12 o'clock. You probably should know if the part came in by now. Right there, F8. I sure as hell hope so. Oh, you'll actually have pants on for once on a live. Wow, that'll be nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll stop by and say hi to you. I got your number there, DIY. Like I said, I'm planning to be there tomorrow. I was planning to be there like tomorrow morning. Hopefully, there'll be parking still available because yeah, I'm planning to stay in the truck. I'll probably be 100 miles away. I've never been there, so this is going to be a learning curve for me. It looked a lot bigger than I thought because I watched Dan's live feed. I guess it's Trucker Dan, I think. Yeah, I don't know. The flatbed guy with Mercer. And I'll tell you what, I've been to the Philadelphia Convention Center for, the car show and everything. And that place in Kentucky looks huge. Like, really, like I was going to wear, I'm probably going to X-name my cowboy boots out. That's for sure. I'm probably not going to walk around in them because it looks like I'm going to be doing a lot of walking. So yeah, that's going to be definitely something that I'm going to have to figure out if I'm going to try to accomplish anything there. Let's see. TC, where's my co-driver? I don't have a co-driver. The dog's at home. I didn't think it would be appropriate to bring her along because, well, because I didn't want her sitting in the truck for 3 days while I was at Matt's, really. And I don't bring her that much anyway. She's not, like, she likes car rides, but in the semi truck, she just starts acting weird. I don't know if she gets homesick or she gets depressed. She just mopes around. The funnest part of her day is getting out of the semi truck and possibly meeting new people. That is all she lives for once she's in the semi truck. At home she's totally different. She'll play. I can't even get her to play in the truck or anything. She's just all mopey. So that's what's happened to my co-driver. She's not a very good co-driver, I'll tell you that. I didn't make much extra money off of her. But yeah, so that's the game plan. I'm gonna go to Matt's. try to interview some people. I would like to try to get a few brokers on camera. Like I said, I'm gonna try to dress half decent so I don't come off as like a scary truck driver that's gonna beat somebody up. I was supposed to get I even called. There's a barber shop that's not too far from here. I was gonna try to get over there and get a shave, get all cleaned up and everything. But like I said, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna be stuck here for about 10 hours. Is my best guess. Uh, Last time I was here, I was stuck here for about five 5 hours, and there was like nowhere near this amount of. Well, that too. I don't know why the phone keeps trying to focus. Laptop time, right? Let's see here. F8. I don't think we've heard enough from DIY lately. I'd interview a puddle, just saying. I'll review my Matt's hotel room. You two are taking jabs at each other. Oh, shit. Hey, if you want, I mean, depending on how long I'm not that far away from you, F8. I could swing over, pick you up. You can come by. I got a mattress up there, too. I got some extra blankets. Oh, shit. YouTube straight razor shave? Yeah, I'm good. I don't do good. If I try to like trim my beard down, I either trim it too low. The thing about my beard, I don't like it because it gets really fluffy and it never grows even. I guess you could say. Like I'll have patches that are longer than others, so it's just better for me to go to a barber and let them do it. To get like even when like I'm trying to let it go and see how I want to try to at least get it down to like I don't know, like about down to here. But if I just let it grow out like this, it starts looking all choppy and curly, and it just and I'm not cutting it off. No way. I'm not looking like no 18-year-old virgin. Like, let's see. Which food lion has stuck this time? I'm at the one in I don't know dispertane. I don't know. Something with some weird name with a dispata. I don't know. There's a I think there's a Love's down the road here and a Pilot down the road. I know there's a Pilot. So when you pull into the mats, watch out for the curb. It jumps out at you. Oh shit, man, DIY. Oscar, F8's trying to get a hold of you, so tell him how you doing. Yeah, so like I said, I'm just trying to kill time here. I didn't really have anything planned. Well, what I had planned was some professional live stream. I was going to pull up some articles, bullshit about some stuff, and yeah, maybe I should have tried this out before I did it, because apparently the phone can't handle all that information and data being streamed. So we'll have to see next time well after Matt's, I guess. We'll see. Maybe a week or two, I'll order a laptop. And if I'm getting one, I'm probably going to get a Samsung laptop. So like I said, it's going to be a little bit of expense, I guess. So I'm trying to save money, really what I've been doing, because like I said, if everybody hasn't noticed, I mean, I don't want to get political or anything, but obviously there's something going on with the economy. As much as the mainstream media and stuff doesn't put it out there. I've been talking to people and stuff over here at Tyson and other places, and they're calculate they have people that forecast the economy for them, that they spend millions in, analysts and accountants and things, and they're all cutting back, whether they're downsizing production, downsizing employees. Apparently Tyson was supposed to buy a bunch of new trucks, and they were able to cancel half the order, I guess. Um, so yeah, obviously, obviously something's going on. Um, so I'm trying to debate whether or not to do anything crazy. Like, I have enough money to purchase an engine if I wanted to, and put an engine into the International, but I think I'm gonna just wait on that, and maybe just build up like an emergency fund, a rather large one, just in case. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not trying to. I was going to try to go into some, business education here or something, but yeah, that's not happening. But at least I'll give my gist of it. Right now is the time to, if you have the ability, it is now the time to expand. Considering, like DIY said, truck prices are coming down. Um, it's the time to expand without over leveraging yourself. If you end up over, let's say this, if you decide to expand and you get to the point where you're cutting into your, like, cash revenue, I guess you could say, uh, or your emergency fund, you might want to second guess, your decisions. Um, but if you got the money, and especially if you can finance it, I mean, I know everyone talks about, because I'm wholeheartedly in there with Dave Ramsey, pay cash for everything. But right now, I would say, at least if you finance something and everything goes belly up, you're not going to necessarily lose your business, especially if you already have cash trucks. Now, you might hurt your credit and everything, but you're not going to end up without any money in the bucket at the end of the day. Put it that way. You're using somebody else's money. Um, I know that's a real crappy way to put it out there, but the way everything's been lately, the market's up and down. The last couple of years, nobody's been able really to forecast anything, especially with, the big bug and everything that came in and totally messed up the economy. Um, you know, you have to be careful now. Like I said, I could go out and put an engine in the International probably right now, maybe even get a driver. But yeah, well, I probably could get a driver. But I'm kind of a glasses half full kind of guy. I don't like, um, every time I've taken a risk, something bad's always happened. Uh, like, I took a risk at staying at my old carrier too long. I was hoping, I enjoyed doing flatbed. I was I wouldn't say devoted to them, but the one fleet manager was there. I was pretty good with, and I had a connection with them. But I just stayed there too long, and it kind of bit me in the butt. If I would have left earlier and the engine would have blown, I wouldn't have a $4,000 a month truck payment. I would have my good old trusty 13-letter shit spreader and a hell of a lot more income coming in. I'll tell you that. You know, I'm not. I don't want to get personal about money, but yeah, there's some settlements there that I net like $5,000. The problem, though, is now I got to pay a $4,000 truck payment a month. So it is what it is. I kind of went even there. I'm saving money though on fuel, so the fuel's kind of making up some of the truck payment. Not as much as it could, but and breakdowns. I guess breakdowns. Knock on. I guess this thing's made out of wood-ish, but um, I don't know. I'm all over the place now. Like I said, I'm still aggravated about the setup and how it went, and I'm just trying to put something out there. Let's see. Shots fired for shaving, Chad Knight. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess because you had such a decent beard going on, it really it was like night and day there, Scott. Uh, let's see. F8. I struggle with spending money for YouTube. I'm trying to let YouTube pay for the equipment I buy. So for 2 cameras, but only use one. Did I thought. Well, no, I don't think you read it there last night on your live feed. You can pick up pretty reasonably cheap either on. Well, I wouldn't. I tried using Macari, but go on eBay and look at a DJI Osmo Action 1 and a DJI Osmo Action 2. Probably for less than like $300-400, you could have really good footage. If anything, maybe the Osmo Action 1 is really cheap right now because it's kind of like the first camera they came out with. For up close, like right up in your face, it's not, it has a little bit of they might have fixed it with firmware, but it used to have a little bit of a focusing problem. But for everything else, action related, it was great. The DJI Osmo 2, you can literally split it apart from the screen or the battery, and you could put it on it's probably only a square about that big there, Scott, and it's easily wear it on your hat or whatever. So, for probably less than like $300-400, you could easily, jump into that. Plus, what's good? I'm going to be going to Tennessee. I figured, the drone's going to be great. I could film the family, film, our adventures. It's just going to help out, probably document, my kids' time growing up and stuff so much better than the cell phone. I mean, the cell phone's quick and easy, but just to get, I don't know, more of a cinematic, I guess, documentation of your life, your kids, because that's all I'm going to like. I got a bunch of VHS tapes from my old man that are sitting down in the basement. Well, he's still alive, but that's all I really have of my childhoods are the VHS tapes and a bunch of Polaroid pictures. And it's great to give it, to the kids love it. I bring it out and they make fun of it and stuff. But it's all we're going to really leave behind probably. And I don't even know how long this stuff's going to last now, because with electronics and stuff, I imagine a lot of people are putting this stuff on SD cards and things like that. I don't know what the shelf life of that stuff is. I can tell you what, some of the photos I have some photos from, let's see, when my dad was a kid, and they're going on like 60, they're going on like 70 or 80 years old right now, and they still look pretty good. So I don't know. I guess it all depends how you take care of the stuff. I went off on that little tangent, but I just saw that, and you could easily step into this. You don't have to spend what I spent. I spent a little too much between the drone and everything, and I still want to get one more camera too. So between the drone and everything, I probably am in the hole about $1,800, maybe $2,000, I think. So yeah, I hope YouTube, goes big here for me at least. I don't think it's going to, but you know what? The way I see it, what am I going to do in the truck here? If I didn't have YouTube right now, I would be watching YouTube probably, or get into those shorts and just watch utter nonsense and be doing nothing. And so it turned into a nice little hobby for me. I have a little pack up weight set that's supposed to be coming in here that I ordered. So I'll probably be starting lift weights and stuff here too. So that'll probably keep me occupied. But it's a nice little hobby for me to have. And technically, it's an extra revenue stream. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's what else am I going to be doing? Investing in real estate right now? I don't think I'd want to do that unless it was dirt cheap. So let's go here. Oscar DM, getting better. Be back soon, hopefully. Oh, well, I guess you're down and out there, Oscar. Um, let's see, DIY. Oh no, not a DIY. F8. I'll check that out. All right, yeah, yeah, they're pretty cheap on. You can get them secondhand, really cheap. Um, and it's pretty easy to edit too. I don't know what you're using for editing. I use UCut Pro on the phone. It's pretty much like an open source editor, and it's practically idiot proof. Not saying for you, but I mean just for me. There's everyone usually puts up editing software from who is it? I think it's Final Cut Pro or something. It's on Mac. Everybody usually uses that, but I checked it out once, and it's a little too overly complicated for me, at least for the amount of time I have to maybe sit down. And then I need a laptop. So who knows? When I get a laptop, maybe I'll get better editing software. But you know what? Sometimes, depending on what you take, like that little video I made earlier, the little clips that I went through with the song. Well, especially when I tried to edit it for a short, that took me probably at least an hour and a half, maybe, to do. Near the end, something happens, you delete some of it or screw something up, you have to go back in and redo it. So there's a little bit of time, invested in editing, I would say. Filming's not too bad. You just got to know where to set the camera up. But editing can take a ridiculous amount of time depending on how thorough you want to be. Let's see. It's the banks, more going to fail. It's all going to digital on. I cannot see it going to digital there, TC. It would be, I don't know. I could not see them resetting the economy like that without having some sort of giant fiasco. And when I mean fiasco, I mean like violence and like total collapse of the economy. That's the only way I could see them resetting that easily. And to be honest, the real reason most of the countries take the U.S. dollar, and it's pretty much the dominant currency of the world. It's because we had all the regulation and stipulations to make sure our currency didn't get overinflated, and stay true to its value. Well, if we all go to cryptocurrency, you could push a button and you could just add more. It's just there's no incentive to value it. Technically, the only reason even Bitcoin and stuff are valuable is because you can cash it out for real money. And I'm not saying Bitcoin's not real money, but I mean it translates over to U.S. currency in some way, shape, or form. To be honest, the real easy way to fix most of this inflation and BS that's going on is just go back to the gold standard and take these piles of cash that they printed out and just burn them. That you really want to fix the economy? That would be one instantly. Your $15 an hour, your minimum wage job, you would see your money be worth probably a 1950s, amount or whatnot. I mean the buying power, I guess, because we would be dominant again, at least in the currency market, I would say. But as of right now, we pretty much destroyed all of our, what do you want to call it? I can't think of it right now, but we destroyed, what other countries think of our system, like even our voting system. There were years that we would go after a lot of these third and second world countries, for voting BS and I'm not going to say the cheating and corruption, but at least a lot of off the cuff tactics that didn't exactly play well with the people. And here we are, we're doing the same crap. So pretty much everything we fought against and we sanctioned countries and stuff for, we're doing the same crap right now. I don't care whether you're, what side of the fence you're on, really. If you can't see that, then you've been highly manipulated in one way or the other. Like I said, it's I don't want to get too political, but that's just the truth of it. Let's see, anybody else? Oh, no, that was the last comment. So I guess everyone just heard my rambling about the economy and everything. But that's how I see things right now. Um, I think DIY made a great move right now to try to capitalize on the cheap equipment market, and it's I hope it pays off for them. It probably will, but like I said, everything is in such turmoil that it's hard to forecast the future. It's funny because I ended up, let's see, if you go back a few years ago, like around 2016 and stuff, I had 3 trucks, I had employees, and I had a truck breakdown, and it was going to cost a lot and stuff. I had a few hiccups, but once the election hit, it really got bad for me. Just the way, that, and also what was it? My one shipper that basically I was dedicated for, which was utility poles. They sold their company, and everything changed within a month, I guess. They had shareholders that they had to keep happy. So you know what that meant? That meant money had to get funneled out of my pocket back into the company and make the shareholders happy. So that's what happened there. So yeah, I was doing pretty decent back then, before I was ever really on YouTube, and I took some risks and did some stupid things, especially with the IRS that I'm paying for greatly now, and probably still going to continue paying greatly for, because if I was able to succeed like I did back then, I could probably easily wipe out a lot of my IRS debt that I'm holding right now. And I have no problem saying that. I know people try to keep some things private and stuff, but it's just it's what goes on out here. I had some very bad advice here in the beginning from other owner operators, and a small fleet owner that I was talking to, and yeah, I got nipped in the butt. So that being said, oh, and just to reiterate, my employees were paid W-2, so it wasn't anything to deal with 1099 employment. It was it had things to deal with a bad accountant and me being very naive in the beginning. So that being said, if you're new here, there's only 7 people watching. If you're new and you become an owner operator or a lease operator, because yes, in the beginning I became a lease operator, and that's kind of where my troubles really started with that, at least pertaining to the IRS. And the problem is, though, that interest never goes away on IRS debt. So yes, I'm slowly catching up, but it's going to take a while. Things happen. I got a lot of bills to pay, including this truck now. So I'm going to put it all out there. Some guys might think I'm successful. Some guys might think I'm not. Technically, I'm successful, for right now. That's the way trucking works. I was going to be a lot more successful if I didn't have to buy this nice new shiny truck, which I guess I didn't have to. There were some used trucks I was taking a look at that I was going to take a risk on if I could get financing for them. That was the hardest thing since the market crashed, was getting financing on anything. It was 1,000 times easier to get this financed than it was a used truck. but pretty much I just took. I was tired of having breakdowns, and technically this could break down tomorrow, but it it was. I just got tired of it. The last what, like 7 or 8 trucks I had. I've lost 3 motors. I've had giant DPF breakdowns. The one truck, the one box went bad. The SER went bad. It was like a $12,000 repair. Um, no, it was $15,000. $15,000 repair at the dealership. Uh, which I should have took it out of there as soon as they diagnosed it, but I just said just get it fixed. Yeah, so that's where we ended up. We ended up where I am now with this. So, like I said, I'm just bullshitting right now, just trying to kill time. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, so concerning mats, like I said, I'm going to try to approach some brokers, maybe some talent, and just get some interviews from them. I know Alex reached out to me earlier in this week to have an interview. In fact, I should probably text him today sometime to see what's going on. Whether or not maybe he's going to interview. We'll have a discussion or whatnot, either at Matt's or I'm sure his time is probably very valuable at Matt's. So we'll see how that goes. Let me see here what's going on. All right, so wifey apparently wanted to send me a picture of a PB&J sandwich. Okay, but yeah, that's what we're doing. So any insight about what you guys might want to see at Matt's would be great. Because as for right now, I'm just going to try to approach, like I said, a different couple brokers and see if I could get one of them to come on camera and at least get their side of the story on broker transparency and everything. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, especially for the mass amount of truckers I have that watch some of my videos and some of the comments I get. But in my opinion, I think we have a lot more to worry about than broker transparency. Last I checked, when my insurance broker, when I bought insurance from my insurance broker, I didn't ask him, how much he's making. And oh wow, hold on, let's see here. Maybe I'm actually going to get a door here. So. Well, that was a little weird. That probably didn't hurt my thing. I don't know. I heard her was all the way on a little speakerphone here. So, but apparently she said she was female. So I thought it was her, but sure sounded like every other guy I ever heard. So we're going to, I guess, go into door 7 here, which is, I guess, down that way. So I guess this is going to be a little bit of an interesting live feed. I actually didn't think I was going to get a door anytime soon. I figured it was going to be like 3 or 4 o'clock by the time I got a door. So maybe I will get out of here sometime tonight. Hopefully I didn't screw myself by calling this lady a sir, because I know when I switched over to the phone, it sure sounded like the little microphone, a dude. In fact, it sounded like the dude I was talking to when I gave the paperwork to. Oh, man. Which way we going here with the numbers? Wish I could see the damn numbers over the trailers here. 41, 40. All right, so I'm all the way down here. We're going to do the EDL crawl, just in case I have to get my 8-hour break in here. I'll tell you what, man, it is warm down here. It is 68 degrees. Definitely not Pennsylvania weather. Put my 4-ways on so people know what I'm doing. We got live action and live feed going on. So what's everyone up to today? Anybody else stuck at a shipper for like 10 or 12 hours here? Like I'm going to probably be. I know F8's still doing hotel reviews over there. I get to wait for Prime, I guess, here. I don't know why. There's the whole parking lot here to back up, but for some reason he's trying to do a 90-degree back in. Oh man. Some high quality content here, huh? Oh, he just backed in the door and he never opened his damn doors up. All right, well, I'm not waiting. Now he's getting out. Jeez. Well, there goes my remote. Like I said, he has the whole parking lot to back up. I don't know why he's just pulled a spot like this. He never moved his axles either. Now they're telling him he's got to climb up to remove his axles. Jeez, oh man, dude. So this is a relay load. Force of habit. So this is a relay load, and I got maybe like 6 to 10 pallets in there. I popped the red button. So hopefully I get out of here quick. Like I said, I would like to stop at the barber shop. And then get out to Wilkesboro, North Carolina to pick up that load. Well, Glen Allen to Wilkesboro, North Carolina to pick up that load. Make sure I don't run over the prime driver over there. I don't know what he's doing now, running around the side of his truck and shit. All right, shippers, if you're gonna have like small doors, like I guess the old style dock doors or whatever the heck they are, paint some damn lines in the ground. It makes things a lot easier because when your trailer takes up the whole goddamn door and you can't see exactly where you are, you don't know if you're too far over one way or too far over the other way. So put some damn lines down. Be really appreciative. Well, I guess I'm in the center here. Come on, automatic. I don't want to smash into the door. There we go. There we go. Some live action live here. (13.6) bridge overpass, aka barbershop. Yeah, we don't try to do much of that here. We're not a Swift affiliate. Let me go disconnect from my trailer here. I might drive away or something. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do all fancy here. Might as well take you guys along for the ride. Why don't we? So here we are, Food Lion. I guess watch me disconnect the trailer and everything. I feel like getting pissed on by the handle. Oh, shit. There we go. Safety first, apparently. All right, now I get to listen to the reefer kill itself. When I see the light turn red, though, I guess I'll get out and shut it off after I take a picture. Well, I'm not going to go take a picture of it. Screw it. They can figure it out. If they don't want the product, they don't want the product. That's their problem. So, yeah. How's that? That's something different, huh, for live. Let's see. Come on with it. I only interview DIY with his pants off. See, Oscar DM. No, this ain't the Salisbury, North Carolina one. This is the Virginia dispute. I don't know. Should be going along the bottom of the screen there, I think. Oh, maybe not. Okay, there we go. I had a banner, but there's where I'm at. So, you want to come beat me up? That's fine. I haven't been in a fight since high school, just about. So, I'm guessing that's why a lot of guys are scared to give out their location. I mean, I don't think people are going to swoop in and take Food Line as a customer off of anybody here. So, let's see. No complaining allowed. I'm not complaining. What's ET short for? Because he's only got tiny legs. Oh, here we go with the jokes here. Let's see. Come on with it. I used to be addicted to hokey pokey. Then I turned myself around. There you go. Come on with it with the jokes. You got any of the bar jokes again? We're a little more open over here. I mean, until I guess I gain a more professional appearance. So we it's okay to put out the little raunchy jokes, I guess. I'll worry about being professional later, like I said. Like if I had the laptop right now and stuff, I would probably, well, one, I wouldn't be walking around with it. And two, I would have probably just signed off and came back on. Because I would like, apparently Mass doesn't see that I have a decent enough following to get a media pass. So like I said, maybe I'm trying to get a little more professional here on YouTube. I'd like to start being able to talk about topics, but for me to apparently do that, like I said, the phone's not going to be able to power the TV and the decks and everything. So for me to do that, I'll probably have to get a laptop so I could bring up articles and talk about them. That's really what I'd like to get to. Some actual, spitting some facts and some actual knowledge out here for people. I don't exactly want to become like a mentor or anything, but I would definitely like to get to the point of some, problems that everyone has. Basically talk about how it really is out here is really what I'd like to do. Maybe try to cut back on some of the people that jump into this as a steering wheel holder and have no idea what they're doing. Someone, where did I see that post? I ended up seeing a post. Was it on Facebook? A driver got stuck with an Uber load for Costco and I guess he ended up having pallets stuck on him. They rejected stuff. And I guess Uber has no idea what to do with it. So he's like, I guess he does power only. So I'm guessing it's a Uber trailer. I guess they own trailers. I don't know. And he's like, look, I can't just sit around with this load and not get paid. He's like, I'm going to drop the trailer. And they pretty much said if he drops it, they're going to report it stolen, that he's, charge him back for, all this other crap. At least that's the gist of what I got out of the conversation or the post that he made. And to me, it sounded like he had no idea what to do or what to say. So it sounded like he literally just went out and bought a truck and went power only. And I think what we need to do is maybe try to educate people a little harder on the business side here of trucking. That I guess guys just assume they're going to buy a truck for, I don't know, we'll say $20,000, $15,000 or whatnot, or maybe put $5,000 down like at Lone Mountain or something. Well, now eight, and they're just going to, and next thing you know, they're going to have $5,000 or $10,000 in their pockets at the end of the week. And I think we need to try to emphasize that this isn't a hustle; it's a business strategy. Maybe it was a hustle a year ago or 2 years ago now, I guess. Depending on when you got in after the whole big bug and all that fiasco. But it's not a hustle. You got to actually have some kind of a strategy and a business plan to succeed and last in this industry, just like any other business. I'm trying to think of when there was a time where stuff that popped up here recently, businesses that popped up and went under real quick. I don't know. Well, look at Blockbuster. They saw what was coming and they ignored it. It's the same way with this. Obviously, what comes up must go down, and a lot of these guys didn't factor that into their equation. Hence why I bought the cheapest, crappiest truck I could when I jumped in, and I should have jumped in earlier. I should have jumped in earlier when rates were high. I ended up hitting the tail end of it, and I should have jumped off of the spot market when rates were dropping and got something like this dedicated. Twice my protagonist self cost me, money and everything. So I think from now on, when I have a feeling about something, I think I should just do it instead of research. And a lot of times I've noticed I've missed the bandwagon because I've overanalyzed things a little too much. And like I said, it's hard to analyze the economy right now, and maybe I am overanalyzing it. But it's been so chaotic up and down here in the last couple of years. Heck, I'll say what 2000, well, for 2008, 2009. Just talking to my old man and other people that are older than me or that have been around longer. There's not as much certainty as there used to be, I guess you could say. Let's get some of these comments. E flat walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve mirrors." E flat. Oh, we don't sell minors. E flat. Yeah, I'm having a reading comprehension problem today. All right, that's kind of funny. I guess if you at least got some musical knowledge, come on with it. Two jumper cables walk into a bar. One of them says, "We'd like a couple of beers, please." The bartender says, "Okay, but don't start anything." We'd like a couple of beers, but don't start anything. I guess because jump start. I'm guessing like you're gonna jump people. Let's see. A dyslexic man walks into a bar. Huh. Okay, I don't get those last two, but yeah. So this is what I get to do with the rest of my day. I guess sit here just like any other truck driver and ponder when the hell I'm going to get out of here. What is it? 12:30 now. So let's see. If I'm out of here in 4 or 5 hours, I'll be able to deliver. I don't know. Can I PC probably to Matt's? Is that technically a personal thing, or is that considered business business related, a convention. I don't know. DIY still in here. How would you play that one? Would you play that as a personal conveyance, or would you say that's part of your part of a business transaction? I guess because what I might do is if I get out of here, yeah, I guess I'll take the 8 hour break. I'm trying to think. 14 hours. Let's see. I started my day today at 9. Let's see. 9 is 12. So sometime around midnight? Midnight will be the end of my 14. So if I do a split sleeper break, I'll have to midnight to be able to drive around. So I don't know. We'll see. Because all I have to do is go to Glen Allen, pick up the trailer. Hopefully they don't trash this one, so I don't have to go find a washout for it. And yeah, and get back to Wilkesboro, and then from Wilkesboro just head over into Kentucky. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Yeah, now I was going to see maybe if I could maybe hop on another load that might be going out to Kentucky, but I want to be there tonight. Is what I would like to be. I'd like to be there tonight in the morning or whatnot, so I get a parking spot, because I would imagine parking spots fill up over there pretty quick. Well, what I'm really hoping is I don't get over there and there's no parking left. That's going to be. I mean, worst comes to worst, I guess I'll just have to buy a hotel and park the truck in the parking lot. But I was planning for at least my first visit. I was planning not to spend much money here over at Matt's. Do it cheaply, I guess. Just to get a feel for the place, so I know how what I'm going to do next time when I show up. So that's what this is. It's more of a staking the event out. As if I go there and it turns into like a bust or whatnot, kind of boring and stuff, which I don't know. It depends who I meet up with. Because I'm on the very low spectrum of YouTube talent, at least in the trucking community. So it depends. If I go there and don't end up hanging out with anybody, I'll probably leave early because it'll just get boring. There's only so many 379 Peterbilts and stretched out, 389 Pete's and stuff that you can see before you kind of get bored. And I'm not exactly in the market to purchase anything because I don't have a fleet. If I had a fleet, yeah, I probably would end up talking to a lot of people there. But I don't. I don't have a fleet. I don't have a piece of property. I'm kind of ex-nayed out on all that. I have just enough spot to park my bobtail where I live. Maybe get a trailer in there, and that's about it. So if I ended up growing, I'd probably end up piggybacking off of the old company I used to work for, their yard, and then that's how that would go. But that's the plan. Show up at Matt's, interview a few people, make some decent content, fly the drone. I don't know. Hopefully I don't get yelled at. I'm going to try to fly the drone over, like the truck show and everything. Really, right now, I probably should pull it out. Like, I haven't been able to really fly the drone at all lately. This is the first in the last almost 2 weeks is the first really no wind at all day. The first time I took it out was over there in Wilkesboro, and the wind caught a hold of it and pulled it way off course, and then it started to return to home. And I guess I never checked the parameters for the home on the drone, and next thing you know, it had to be about 1,000 feet up. It just took off and did its own thing, and the battery started dying then too. I guess because it was fighting the wind the whole time. So yeah, that was almost lost a $1,200 drone. So I haven't really flown it since then. It's been way too windy, and when it does calm down out of nowhere, it'll get really gusty. So right now, I probably should maybe try to take it out and shoot some footage with it, at least test drive it, so I know what I'm doing. I know when I first got it, I flew it around the house and stuff, the yard out there, but I didn't really do nothing crazy with it. So we'll see how that goes, because that would be a really neat shot, like an aerial shot right over the whole truck show or whatnot. It's getting freaking hot in here. I have to switch over to Bluetooth, Mike, because we might just hear a bunch of wind here, and that's all. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I just know, what is it now? Oh, it's 70 degrees. That's why it's getting a little warm. You done, man? You done? How long were you here? 7 o'clock? You just getting out of here now? Yeah, I got maybe like 10 pallets in there, so I have a split. All right, sure, I'll hope so. Well, I was here a month ago, and I was out maybe 4 or 5 hours. It was like that, but you know, this place is packed right now, so. It's a shot in the sky, man. Yeah, yeah. All right, man. Be safe. See you. I know a couple of years ago, I don't know if it was this Food Lion or the one in North Carolina. I think it's like almost in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. No, I don't think it was off 95. I think it was the other one. Maybe it was. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Man, I was stuck there for like almost like a day, like 2 days almost. Yeah, I got stuck there. Because I don't know what the hell was going on. I friggin' waited and waited and waited. I had my appointment. I ended up getting like tons of layover, but still, it just wasn't worth my time, you know? I guess they were just overbooked or whatever. So, all right, man. Take care. Stay safe. Well, there you go. I got some insight on how long he's been here since 7 o'clock, and it's now like 12:40. So this should be fun. We'll see how long this lasts. Oh man, what a day! At least it's a nice day. Hopefully, I'm hoping the truck show is about this warm. I don't know how it's going to be over there. I know last year it looks like it was. Was it last year they had it? I don't know if it was last year they had Matt's, but I know I was just watching some older videos of Matt's, and it looked like it was cold as shit the one year. Everybody was wearing jackets and everything. I'm hoping it's kind of like warm. I don't feel like sitting there like leaving the truck run and everything, wasting fuel just to sit there and, you know, camp out at Matt's. But we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm hoping to team up with some people over there. You know, bullshit, go out, have a little fun. Hopefully somebody brings tons of beer. And yeah, just take like a little mini vacation, I guess. Just away from everything. You know, especially when you got the kids and everything. Let's see, we went to Disney World last year. Went to the beach. You know, it's nice to get away once in a while just by yourself. One's going to bring the wifey along too, but she couldn't get. Well, she's probably going to become manager where she's working at, so she couldn't really get off because the manager there is stepping down, and she's technically the assistant manager. So, well, not stepping down, she's moving. So she's pretty much getting thrown into becoming a manager of the store or whatever she's got going on. So, fortunately, she couldn't come. I was going to bring her along. She would have had fun, I would imagine. Or not, one or the other. Yeah. So, hopefully there's not going to be no drama. Hope I don't run into anybody that's been, like, threatening my life or threatening, you know, to beat me up or something for supposedly snitching on other drivers and stuff. My videos. But we'll see. I'm sure they have security there at Matt's. I'm sure there's been some. I don't know. It's pretty sad. You gotta think like that going to a truck show. It almost like what are we like Hell's Angels, like a biker club meeting at a meet or something. You know, you got to worry about getting shanked by another truck driver. Oh man, some of the drama that goes on, it's ridiculous. And I don't know. I guess I have fun watching it a little bit, but it's almost more like, looking at a train wreck. You can't just look away. I guess it's almost like unfathomable. Yeah, unfathomable to see it go on. So you're like in utter disbelief that crap like that goes on with a bunch of 21 and older men and ladies, I guess. I don't think there's too much. Oh no, I guess there is some drama though, in the trucking lady sphere. Uh, Heck, look what happened with Coco, and what was it? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna say his name, but like, look what happened with Coco and everything, and now apparently I think she's on OnlyFans. Yeah, actually, I'm pretty sure she's on OnlyFans now. So, oh man, yep, the wonderful life of trucking. Yo, what's up, Cassius King? We're just killing time today. I don't know if you were in here earlier when I tried to do like a professional live feed with, TV set up and, a nice professional mic and everything. But it didn't work out really well. In fact, the phone like locked up and I was locked out of StreamYard. I had to restart my phone. So it must have been something with the phone the reason it wouldn't let me back into StreamYard. So everyone sat here for like 8 minutes staring at nothing. So I guess we got that resolved now. I pretty much the real way to resolve my problems, I guess, with StreamYard is to go out and purchase a real laptop. And I guess I could buy a cheaper one, but I'm really interested in the Samsung. What is it? The Samsung Notebook. I think it's a Samsung Notebook 360 or something like that. And it's a little pricey, so I'm looking at like, I don't know, like $800 to $1,100 for a laptop. And then I'm gonna have to go get a T-Mobile home router or what do they call it? I guess it is it's a home router. So I can actually use it because I don't get enough tethering through AT&T, and it's super expensive. Like for me to hook up Wi-Fi tethering on my phone for I think like for 50 gig, maybe 50 gigabytes, I'm looking at like $120 extra a month for my cell phone bill or something, and it's just not worth it. Like I don't know why. It's really a money thing because I already got unlimited data on the phone. It's just them charging you extra for extra stuff that you're already really technically giving you. It's just a money grab. I don't know why they just couldn't have you pay. Like I would be happy if, I know no one higher up in AT&T or anywhere else is watching this. I'd be more than happy to pay an extra $50 a month on my phone bill. Maybe even per phone. Actually, you know what? I'd be happy to pay $75, maybe even $100 a month if every phone on my line could have unlimited tethering for the internet. I'd be more than willing to pay that. But I'm not going to pay like $100 for a limit, for 20 gig or 50 gig limit. No, it's not going to happen there. I mean, other people might be an idiot to do that, but I'm not going to do it. You already offered me the service anyway with my plan. Why can't you just give me 100 gigabytes tethering? Or unlimited, I should say, tethering. So who knows? That's my little rant. Just like I said, when I started looking at the prices of that I was like, you got to be freaking joking. Just like StreamYard, I couldn't believe StreamYard's like $400 a year. So for the professional package, so hopefully YouTube pays off here a little bit. At least cover some of my content creating. Yo, what's up, Sterling? Shouldn't you be sleeping? Weren't you out freaking fighting the weather last night, chaining up every 5 minutes? I know I saw you had a really shitty night. I know that. Although I did see you end up posting what you were looking for a dog track out in the middle of the desert there or whatnot. That's some really nice scenery out there. I mean, I guess Pennsylvania has some decent stuff too, but it's not vast like that. Oh, you got the night off. All right. Oh, so that was that. So you took that video looking for that dog track. What last night or well, I guess yesterday evening. Then is that what you were doing, or is that just some other time you posted that? I wonder if I could do this. All right, so that's what he did. It was yesterday evening. He went out and looked for a dog track. You know what you should do? I don't know exactly where you are over there, but are you near any of the ordnance ranges or anything? That would be pretty neat to watch some of that practice. I guess the dropping the bombs and stuff. I don't know if you're out that way or not. I think that's more of a Utah kind of area that they do that in. But that would be pretty neat. Or some of the mines, like go and visit a old gold mine or something. That'd be pretty cool too to watch. I know I've watched somebody. I forget the name of his channel, but he goes around with a Geiger counter and he actually like finds these old uranium mines and stuff. Man, I know it's. I can't give the name. I can't remember. Damn it! But I thought it was pretty cool. He actually would take the Geiger counter, go to some of these bomb testing sites and like uranium mines and plutonium mines and show the radiation and stuff and show the mine. Like you could actually see it glowing in the walls. Let's see, Sterling. We had a truck crash at FedEx, so they pulled all the routes. Fallen is 10 miles from a huge range. Oh, well, there you go. That would be pretty neat to watch some of that. That's like if I lived out there, that's where I would like put up 2 lawn chairs and just sit there, and maybe like a little sun tent, a couple beers, and watch it blow up. Oh, Shannon Thomas is in the house. Oh, you're down there enjoying the sun weather. You know what? It's probably 70. See, it's like 70, 72 now here. So it's probably definitely pretty warm down there. You're still waiting on the U-bolts. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, F8. I think the problem, it's the location you're at. It's like that little no man's land out there on that peninsula. I think that's what. Because I know, well, I can't say that because when I had my 9400 there, I almost got screwed. What 2 or 3 weeks of being down because I needed I call it a center link, but I guess they call it a center bar or something. And it was for a Mediator. It was for a Mediator front axle on that thing. And apparently the only place that had it, they had 4 of them in stock out in Phoenix. And they were, I could have maybe got it overnighted, but it was still around July 4th. So they said it might still take a week for it to show up anyway. And if I overnighted it, I'd have had to pay like an extra $500 for overnight for that center link there from the international dealer. So I ended up finding a little hole in the wall international dealer, and they actually got it out to me in about a week and a half without overnighting it because 4th of July just screwed me there with that. And that was something simple. That was a center link. Like, wouldn't you think they would have some of them laying around? It's a wearable part item, Chase Santos, it's 100 degrees right now here today. Oh, jeez, oh man. Mediator, yeah, it's a Mediator on axle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the only thing I think of why it's taking so damn long. Because I know if they're getting the parts right from International, I think they have a warehouse in Phoenix and a warehouse in Chicago. That's when I went to order my Centerlink or Center Bar, whatever you want to call it. That's what they told me, that there was two warehouses. So F8 said, yeah. Shannon says F8 reminds me of when I was down at the Freightliner shop in Indiana. Uh, I don't. Let's see. F8 said, I don't want to tow the truck somewhere else. I'm thinking of renting a car and driving to a place to get the bolts. Man, you must have luck like me. That's my kind of luck too, right there with stuff like that. Um, like like when I signed on to the new carrier with the 9400, I was all ready to go. I had I was going to end up. I had a whole month before I had to make a truck payment and stuff, and I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do that. So they go to get my ELD, and they go get the plug, and they're like, oh, you got an old school 9400. Well, you need a different plug, a 9-pin plug, or I don't know, I forget what it was. So they go to order it from Samsara, and this was during kind of pandemic times, and they're like, oh man, it's probably like a two week long back order before they'll have any of those plugs. So I ended up sitting around. I sat around probably for 3 weeks before I actually made any money with the truck. Um, and I was like, man, my luck. I even looked. I looked all over the place. So I was ready to start. I was getting ready to go. I was going to start going through junkyards and hoping somebody had a Samsara ELD and they just left the plug in it on one of those 9400s. That's what I was going to do. Um, but I ended up having to wait because when I went to the junkyard, I didn't find a couple other ELDs. And I thought it'd be the same plug, but it's not. So I ended up sitting for like 3 weeks before I was able to make any money there in the beginning when I was with AFC. So that's yeah, I know, I understand what you got going on there with freaking bad luck, and I could imagine it's even worse because now you're just beating yourself up because yeah, I know what I would be doing too. So Shannon Thomas, great idea. Trucking with T-Bone, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. Sterling Trucking. I used to get all my international parts from Southwest International in Dallas. Not sure if they still are good. F8. Find a spring shop that you can make the U-bolts. Yeah, that too. A spring shop should be able to carry those U-bolts. But then again, I don't know. Like I was figuring the Centerlink because I was going to go to a spring shop right by where I live. There's two spring shops, actually three spring shops, and the one's like really good. In fact, the two of them were actually really good. And they tried to compare the Centerlink to other ones and match it up, and it was just a no no go, I guess, on that. And I ended up almost being down for 2 weeks because of that. Same kind of like the same issue, sort of. Let's see. Come on with it. A weasel walks into the bar. The bartender says, wow, I've never served a weasel before. What can I get you? Pop goes the weasel. That's a good one there. Come on with it. Trying to think. How about that spring shop over there in Western Maryland? Uh, maybe the mechanic can get you the measurements on the U-bolts, and then you can maybe give them the measurements. How far, how wide, or how far, or how long they are, and everything, and maybe you can get them from that spring shop. You'll probably end up having to rent it and go get it though. That's the problem. Let's see. You've been broken down since what, Sunday? Shit. I'm trying to think if there's anybody I know that I could call. I know in Allentown there's a spring shop, and they have they have like almost another whole. I guess it's like a garage. They have another whole garage built. It's like their little warehouse. Wonder if, and I know they'll FedEx it. They'll overnight it. I'd imagine if it's not, they'll just stick it in a box and overnight it. Can't remember the name of the damn place though. You could try doing that. Look up Spring Shop in Allentown, PA. Like a heavy suspension shop. And I think there's only one, so it'll be easy. But maybe you can call them up, and they'll FedEx overnight the damn U-bolts if they have them. But like I said, I think you're going to have to get the length and everything and the size of the bolt. See, Sterling Trucking delivers. That's true. There's got to be an abandoned international. Yeah, like I even told him when they first did it, I was like, there has to be a salvage yard you could call up and they would just pull it. Like I know the one out by me probably has a couple Pro Stars in it. I'd imagine they're the same. They're the same frame and everything on them. I mean, I guess it just depends on what kind of front axle you got. But they would have easily just pulled off a spring and everything and just, I guess as long as they didn't have to torch nothing, they would have pulled it off and been like, here's the spring, here's just everything, here you go. Hell, if you were nearby, they would have put it on too. What is it? U.S. Truck Parts over there in Hazleton, PA. Come on, then a weasel walks into a movie set, and the director says, "Wow, I never saw a weasel on set before." Hop goes the weasel. Oh, it's the same one. Dealerships don't use spring shops anymore because of lawsuits, so they are becoming harder to find. What do you mean they don't use spring shops because of lawsuits? Yo, what's up, Scott?
Yo, what's going on, man? How are you?
What the hell are you wearing a goddamn beanie for? It's probably, if it's freaking like 70 degrees here, it has to be 70 degrees over there.
It's cold in here.
What?
It's cold in here, yeah.
I'm like frying.
I actually was thinking of throwing my sweatshirt on, which I guess I will do.
Wait, you're getting the cold? You're probably getting cold sweats. You're probably freaking nervous as hell.
Yeah, wondering what to do, man.
See, I would be hot. I'd be freaking furious. I'd be hating everybody, everything, hating myself. That's what I would be doing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm at the point of, do I try and rent a car? The problem is, I don't understand how one part of the part shows up and not the rest. Supposedly, the dealership forgot to send some of the parts with the leaf spring, which
that's what happened with mine when I ordered my center link bar. They were supposed to add it was supposed to come with what the hell was it? Supposed to be the bar and the tie rods on the end, the actual knuckles. And I get it, and it doesn't have the knuckles on it. Someone apparently opened the box up, stole the the tie rods off the end, and I just got the center bar. So luckily, I was able to get the tie rods from another spring shop. But and then also when they stole they stole the tie rod ends. They took the metal clasp to lock them. They took them too, so we had to scurry around and find that too.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean by that kind of luck. something that should have took like 2 days to get done took like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I broke down. I busted the spring on Friday. It's what is today?
Friday. I thought you did that like Sunday.
No, Friday. Friday at like 5:00.
So I know what's going through your head. Probably the same thing that went through my head when I went to go tow my old truck. I was like, oh yeah, I'll save some money. I'll tow my own truck. Next thing you know, it took a whole week to do, and there goes my freaking. I ended up losing like $6,000 because of that. I should just pay to have it towed.
Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of in an area that could I tow it somewhere? Yes, I could. But I'm going to be towing it quite a ways. You know what I mean? Because
yeah, you're gonna have to go. Then you gotta pay you have to pay for the tolls to go over the bridge and everything. Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I don't think the shop's doing anything wrong. And honestly, like the other shops that I could tow it to, they can't get me in. I was told like not until April 15th. You know what I mean? So this place at least was able to get me in right away. The problem is they didn't have any of the parts. Nowhere like around had the parts, so we had to order everything in, and then we only got half of what supposedly was ordered.
Yeah, I even looked on like there's no junkyards around. Like the closest one's like over by DC and stuff. So I mean,
No.
Yeah. So
just sit and wait, I guess. Hurry up and wait. I'm a reefer hauler though, so I'm used to that.
Yeah, like I said, when I showed up here, I was like, oh, 10 o'clock appointment. Yep, I'm here about almost an hour early. Yeah. What is it, like 1 o'clock now? And I just got a door like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. So, but I don't know. The bleeding's got to stop. That's where I'm at. I just want the bleeding to stop. And what I mean by that is just constantly,
Don't even think that, because you know what's going to happen as soon as you get fixed? Something's going to happen.
Yeah. It's not,
I know.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but I mean, I can afford
You wish the stupid stuff would stop. Like,
yes.
Going to a dealership to get a wheel bearing done, and then here they fucking, that I know what. Yeah, I know exactly. Like me, I ended up I had my wheel seals done twice. I spent $400 or $500 for TA to do it, and about a month later, I'm doing it again because they didn't do it freaking right. Like shit like that.
That's what I wish could stop.
That gets old real fast.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Especially when you start looking and adding it up, like that old truck I had, I bought it for $25K and dumped about almost 50 grand into it in a year. For stupid stuff.
Name of the game. But yeah, no, so I heard you say earlier you're going to head to the truck show, huh?
Yep. I got my VIP pass and all that crap.
Nice.
Yeah.
That should be fun. I think I'm going to hit up TQL over the weekend while all you are at the truck stop and make a lot of money.
I'd imagine rates will pop up a little bit for some of that. I bet you coming out of Kentucky is going to probably be really crappy.
I can already see YouTube. Come Sunday and Monday. There's no freight.
Like, why would anybody think there would be? Come on.
I can already see it. No, you guys should have fun.
We're going to have Shannon here, too. Hey, Shannon.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, how are you?
I'm hot, bro. It's 100 degrees right here. And so I got to keep the air on, right, for me and Dee.
Oh, her vent was hitting the phone. That's why she couldn't hear.
Oh, sorry. Is that better? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you were good where you had it, but initially when you had the air, I guess the air was hitting the phone. So.
Oh yeah, I got to keep the air on, man. I have a black truck, so it's like an oven.
Oh, I bet. And you got the dog with you, right?
Yeah, she's got to have her air conditioning because she's wearing a fur coat all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's going good. I'm headed back out. Rates are fast. Loads are crap. I mean, I was lucky, let me tell you, okay? So I had to take, this is the worst. No, this isn't the worst. This one came out to $1.43 a mile. And the next one to get me to Georgia is $1 a mile. And I gotta take it. And that's what sucks. But let me say this. The first 2 days, I had really high paying short loads. And one was a recovery. Tuesday's load was a recovery. So that paid high, which again, now mind you, I'm getting lucky on these. So I'm not claiming any skill at all. But then the first one I did Monday. I took a good load coming down. I lose track of my days, sorry. But anyways, I put 2 shorties together, made $1,000 day. Then the next day I caught the recovery, and that was like 200 miles for $1,000. So now I'm going to take the hit getting out, right? So I haven't done the math on it yet, but that's what my week looks like. But I made good money coming down here too. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be a good average anyways, or at least decent. So I'm okay. I'm okay with taking the loss on these 2 loads because I'll average out all right.
So can I ask a dumb question? Because you keep saying this word, I'm comfortable taking a loss. Do you actually view it as taking a loss, or do you view it as you went down there for really good money and now you're getting enough money to get out that protects the money you made going in there?
Yeah, so I apologize the way I say it. To me, it's like, it's only a loss because I wish I had more.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you.
So this is from a business perspective, no, it's not. That's kind of what I was getting at yesterday. Like I strategize that way down here, right? Because you have to. So I'm sorry you're going through that at the dealership, Fate, because I swear the more you talk and say how the story's rolling out, you could go back and watch my videos. I'm you don't have to, but I'm just saying if you did, dude, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I had to wait on you folks too.
Let's be honest. I could make all kinds of videos right now about how terrible this is. This is like real life though. Like this is owner operator life. This isn't a company type of life where you drop your truck off and you get a different truck, or you don't have to worry about anything. Like this is real owner operator life. If I was on here bitching and complaining, like everybody would call me out on it. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm trying to figure out what I can do so I can get on the road faster. You know what I mean? This isn't the shop's not doing anything wrong. I just want it done faster.
Yeah, because they have to order their stuff from certain suppliers, and that's what the hangups are.
Well, here's the thing:
you can get it from Amazon if you had to, right?
I'm not at a dealership. I am at an independent shop. I'm happy with what they've done already. It's just, I wish people didn't say, oh, we can have you back on the road on Tuesday, or something will be here on Tuesday, because I already know that's not true. You know what I mean?
I know. That's where they got me at. I got my hopes up, and I was crushed every single phone call later.
Yeah. And now I have the customer getting a hold of me, and I can't give them a firm time frame. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's done by Saturday. Yeah.
There's got to be twisting your stomach and not. It would be just from a service perspective alone, right?
You know what? Not even that. I wish I was at home. I think I've been clear on my live the last couple of times. Like, I'm homesick. I'm ready to be home. I want to be around my daughters, or I want to be around. If my oldest comes home, I'm just homesick. I want to be home.
Like if you knew it was going to take almost probably a whole week or 2 weeks, you probably would have just went home somehow. Yeah.
I would have flown home.
Yeah.
That's what I did last time. I flew home. I was told the part will be here Monday night or Tuesday morning. You know what I mean? And we'll have your truck ready for you Tuesday. Well, it's 1:00 on Tuesday and the part's not even in yet.
T-Bone wants your email there, Shannon. I guess she has something to send you.
Oh.
T-Bone. Truck with two on.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want your email. You got something to send you.
yeah, you guys, my email is SMT, like Shannon M. Thomas, M is Mary. SMT at solid-elite.com. That's my email address. I don't mind if
That's
people email me there. If you want my number, like you got to put your number in that email, and then I'll decide if I'll give you my number.
Sterling said at least hotels don't charge utilities.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm so cold today. I'm cold.
It might be
suppose-
tense. Your tenseness, Why don't you go get down to that gym and just get it all out of there, get your blood pumping, get some stress off.
No, I don't want to go. No. I went on a walk today. It is beautiful out today, but yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to answer emails, answer phone calls. I'm not. I have customers. Like I'm not joking. Like I have customers that are emailing me.
Relying on you, yeah.
Not only the customers that are here where I currently am, but who think I'm already like back in Minnesota or close to.
They asked you what your plans were and what you were doing, and they're already lined up, like waiting for you.
Yep. So I went for a walk and got coffee this morning, and then answered a bunch of emails, and then I have other people that are wondering, what's going on.
Maybe things are going good enough, because I've even been thinking about it. Like I said, I'm debating whether or not to put another engine in my truck and just have it either sit on standby or put a driver in it. Just in case, like.
I'm sorry.
Like just in case, like if this thing ever goes down, it's probably going to take a couple weeks before they fix anything on it. So, I'll have a backup truck maybe I could throw on.
So do you want to know why I didn't do that? Why I got rid of the Mac?
You didn't want to have to play with finding a driver and dealing with all that crap.
Because I enjoy my time off.
Yeah,
like that's the truth. I go on vacations with my family. We're planning another 2-week vacation. I don't want to have to deal with. Here's the truth. I don't want to deal with a freaking crybaby truck driver. Yeah, and I'm not being mean. I know that I'm gonna have to deal with that. I've managed.
I went through like 4 or 5 when I had W-2, two W-2 employees before that. When I was hiring people, I literally had guys that I let go the first day that showed up, to do stuff. Like I said, the one guy didn't even know what a glad hand was. I could already see what was going to happen, and I don't want to have to babysit nonstop. I want somebody to go out there that's independent, that's an adult, does their job. And if there's a big enough problem that I need to be let in on it, then fine. But other than that, they should be able to take care of themselves.
Yeah. The other thing is you don't want a truck. I mean, trucks deteriorate. Did I say that word right? When they just
deteriorate.
Sit. Yeah. If you do have 2 trucks, you want that other truck running. It's expensive to keep insurance on equipment. That all played into me getting rid of the Mac. It ran for a week with somebody, and then it was like this isn't what I want. You know what I mean? So I sold it.
I've heard people say that it was more profitable to stay a 1-truck operation. Would you guys agree with that, you think?
In the beginning, I guess that initial investment, you're going to take a hit on it and everything, because technically you are investing in people too when you do that. Especially if you choose the wrong people. Like I said, there were people that didn't make it through the first day. I interviewed them; they sounded great. Took them out to lunch and stuff. And then when I actually I took a road test with them. They kind of knew how to drive and stuff. But when you actually saw them, get in the truck and do their thing, you're like, something, this ain't going to go really good. Especially, like I said, the one guy, I said, hey, go hook up over that, go hook up to that trailer there and put the glad, and I said something about, I think I needed him to replace the glad hand. I said, the one glad hand was, might need replaced. And he's like, glad hand? He didn't know what a glad hand was. And I was like, never mind. I was like, oh.
I've heard that too. I've heard that if you want to expand, 3 to 5 trucks. I don't know how accurate that is. I can only base things off of like my numbers and what I would think a driver would do.
When you expand like that, like when I had it, I pretty much came up with a number. I didn't bother doing mileage because, like I said, anything could happen. The truck could break down. You could get less mileage. I did it by a day by day basis. Pretty much, it was costing me back then about $750 a day to pay the driver and just to have the truck run. That's what it was costing me. So anything above that was profit, as long as nothing happened. Like, because if you think about it, so if they, let's say he made like, let's say he had a bad day or something like that, or I had to take a cut on a load and he only made like $900, to the truck. One tire blowout or even just a flat tire, there goes your profit margin for that truck for the day. Maybe not for the week, but for the day. But primarily, I think my profit margin, at least back then, before the company sold out and things changed, I was doing about $400 to $600 a day off a truck for profit.
Okay.
So depending, but I had like dedicated loads and stuff. But that can change in a heartbeat. That the customer changes. Like they said, they sold out to a different company, and then next thing you know, they started bitching about everything. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Then they were talking about maybe not paying me tolls anymore. And here I am in Northeast running trucks, and they're not going to reimburse tolls. So I said it's one way or the other. Either you're going to pay me a higher rate, or you're going to reimburse tolls, one or the other. So.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't know what that number. I mean, I don't know.
What's up, Nevada? He's in here.
Hopefully he's okay. He was in my live last night driving through Wyoming, I think, and said there was a lot of snow and accidents. So hopefully he got through wherever he was going, or got to where he was going.
I was hoping you were off the road, Nevada, when you were telling us about that. You guys decided to park off of it.
Nevada said that's an easy way to simplify cost per day. Then you can focus on day rate while juggling driver happiness. Yeah, that's what I ended up. I basically just figured out, on the worst case scenario, not worst case, but like worst mileage, fuel mileage and everything, what the truck probably cost me per day, kind of by the mileage they were running. And that's what I came up with, like $750 a day. I mean, there's some days I profit more that, they were getting good fuel mileage and things, but I just kind of did it like the mediocre worst case scenario of what the truck cost me between everything. And that, that was with the insurance, some maintenance added into that, the cost for the driver, the taxes, the 12% taxes I paid for the driver and everything. That's how I did it. It just made it simpler. So either I was making, I never had to worry about not making less money. I always knew that it was going to be above that, unless something happened. You know what I mean?
So there's a great comment right below Nevada's. Michael Page has a comment, and this is where I struggle. I'll be honest. That comment says, yes, drivers can be a pain in the ass, but if you pay really well and only accept a high-level driver, then you shouldn't have many issues. Okay, pay really well. Now, I have been in this industry for 25 years. I guarantee you my pay well is way different than what Michael Page thinks paying a driver well is. I think driver pay is so inflated right now that it is hard for businesses to like make a profit, especially if you're talking about that small 2 to 3 trucks. Because I think the driver pay is really inflated. And that's just based on what I have made over a 25-year career as a truck driver. If I told you what I paid myself as an owner operator, I'm sure people would laugh at me, because I actually made more money on paper as a company driver than I do as an owner operator.
Me too. I made more money at behind than this, for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
for sure, a lot more.
I'm not an S corp. I'm a LLC sole proprietor, so it's a pass-through income. So like you could argue that the revenue that my business makes is my income, but that's just not the case. That's not how I operate. When I think about paying a driver, I mean, I talked to a guy that wanted like 79, 80 cents a mile as a 1099. Like, that's a lot of money. That is a lot. I mean, if that guy runs 100,000 miles a year as an OTR driver, let's just do the math. 100,000, somebody's probably can do this quicker than me. That's $80,000 a year. That's actually pretty fair. Like, I think that's a fair wage. But you have people that want a whole hell of a lot more than that,
I was paying. Go ahead, Shannon.
In that situation, are they paying for anything, or are you just paying them straight 80% or 80 cents per mile?
Well, like I said, that was a 1099. That's what somebody that I talked to wanted as a 1099 employee. And like I said, that's actually 80 grand.
Is that, but I don't understand 1099s, how they work. So, I mean, I know you just pay them, but in that situation, are they paying any expenses out of that, or are you just paying them to drive and that's it?
No, you're paying them. You're paying them just to drive. You're taking on all the responsibility. Like, that's where 1099 that's why a lot of 1099 people get hit with a lot of taxes. They're not paying for the fuel. They're not paying for the
There's
maintenance.
no deductions.
There's no deductions for them. They just want that lump sum of money.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't do that because of the tax bracket. That would because they will get hit in taxes. Bad.
Yeah, and I don't know anything about that. I'm not pretending to know taxes or how that all works. I'm just saying, when like for me, if somebody approached me and said I want $80,000 a year, okay, I know how I drove a truck. Let's just say it was the Mac, and that's the truck I put them in. I know how I drove that to have, we'll say, $77,000 in fuel, right, for the year. They're not going to drive the truck the same way I do. So right off the bat, let's say it's $80,000 for fuel, $80,000 for the employee. I'm at $160,000 just on two expenses. That is a lot of freaking money in my mind, knowing what that truck generated for the year, that's a lot of money. And that's only one truck. That's why I think it was Wheelburner that said something to me like, hey, if you're going to do it, do like 3, 4, maybe even 5 trucks, which I'm not in a position to do that. But I could see how then you can generate more of a profit, or like I could generate more of a profit and take more.
There's so much to manage,
See, when I was paying hourly, I paid $25 an hour. OT was after 10, which I got a lot of hate for that. But I said, look, guys, I said, you're going to do a 10-hour day no matter what, usually, at least. I said, if you think you're going to do only an 8-hour day in trucking, go just about anywhere and see how much money you're making as a truck driver for only working 8 hours. And I said, so I'm going to put the overtime after 10 hours. I said, you're lucky I'm even giving it to you because there's a lot of places that don't even pay overtime. So, like I said, I was paying overtime, so time and a half after 10. I said I'm paying 12%. I said, since you're W-2, I'm paying 12% for your taxes. I said, I'm offering you an insurance rebate. I said, so I gave them $100 extra a week for them to go purchase their own insurance, well, probably the marketplace. And so when you look into that, I think I was somewhere around. I think technically their flat wage was, I think 30. I think it was like 31.80 an hour or 31 something an hour. I think. So technically, even though I was paying them $25 an hour, I was really out of my pocket. I was really paying them $31 plus an hour for just their base pay.
And I don't mean to cut you off. Michael's got another great comment here.
I got to go jump down there real quick. Let's see. Here's Nevada. Here, I'll go through them real quick. Nevada. Oh yeah, we're in Boise now. We drove through. You know us. It just a little snow and ice. Yeah, they made it out there safe. Nevada said, I'd say if you're going to grow, you need a friend / partner that's invested for the second / third truck plus. DIY. Who is this kid? You're still alive. He's setting up his new address and everything out there now. DIY. Let's see, Nevada. Think about that. It's essential. It's essential. Look at F8 and DIY. He's practically invested in a friendship / partnership. T-Bone. He sent me an email, Shannon. He's saying hi. They're saying hi.
Well,
Wow, man, I've been getting comments. I haven't even freaking noticed. Let's see. Are you talking about Michael?
yeah, so that's a good comment, but I also want to address real quick what, if you don't mind, like,
Yeah, no, go ahead. What the heck
don't
am I
want you to
doing
think
right
I'm
now? I'd be staring at nonsense on YouTube right now if I didn't do this.
okay, I don't want to feel like I'm taking your channel hostage or anything like that. I want to comment on what Nevada said here. Think about the essential look at fate and DIY. He's personally invested in a friendship and partnership. So here's the thing. DIY is definitely like a mentor of mine, right? He helped me build something, and in turn, it developed a friendship. But after that, like, I owe DIY nothing. DIY has really no control in what I do. My business is separate from the friendship. You know what I mean? And that's hard to maybe see on YouTube, but my business operates independently of DIY. I mean, DIY has customers that I can take loads that are offered to me through him. But I think we have put a strong like line in, hey, this is my business. I'm going to operate the way I want. And then we have our friendship. You know what I mean? And I hope that if things were to ever change, that I wouldn't lose that friendship, because he has taught me so much. And I know, kind of based on what Nevada just said, I know if I wanted to expand in a certain way, maybe DIY would help me. I can't say for certain, but maybe he would. You know what I mean? But going down to what Michael says about, you can also do a lease purchase and take a small cut, like 10%, just like DIY does. Here's the thing, Michael. I own my equipment. Like, that's why my DIY takes a 10%. Why my deal's a 90-10. So for me to be profitable, is somebody going to purchase the truck and trailer from me and own it? Otherwise, that, like, I'm getting screwed in that scenario. 10% is not enough to like cover the insurance costs of the equipment. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work in my favor, taking the risk and responsibility of doing a lease purchase that somebody could just destroy the truck and walk away from. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, that's a lot more, because if DIY is taking 10% and you're still running under his authority, that's actually 20% total coming out of that truck. Yeah. Plus maintenance and other things you got to worry about. What are you over there eating Royal Farms again?
I'm eating a granola bar.
Oh, you get that atomic chicken?
No, I didn't.
If you go over here again, go and try it.
I try not to eat that stuff, man. Like, I love that kind of food. So if I eat it, I'm gonna think, oh, I can eat this all the time, and then I'm just gonna balloon up.
I guess
So,
he
let
thinks
me-
you still have the
I gotta
Mac.
say something. I gotta say something, see if I misunderstood what we were just talking about or not. So when you take, okay, for instance, because I'm thinking about it like my lease purchase, right? Dark takes 30%. I take 70. Okay. And this is in regards to insurance costs, right? It's to my benefit in my business as a new business, young business. to be able to have the insurance I need at a lower rate, right? So, because I do pay for my insurance, but it's after all my expenses are after their 30%. So they just get 30%, and then I have to pay all my expenses, my insurance, my truck downtime insurance, my maintenance savings. I got to put money in the maintenance account, my fuel, any repairs, right? All the expenses come out after that. So I'm only stating that to be like, okay, let's say you wanted to do that. Either any of us, whatever, if we wanted to get a driver and we take a small percentage, in my mind, that goes straight into your bank account for setting the person up, basically. Because you have to make something off the deal, right? So whatever that is, that's your percentage. And then they're responsible for all expenses after that.
Well, yeah, that would be a lease
Am I missing
purchase.
something?
Yeah, that'd be like a lease purchase or a
That'd be a lease
contract
purchase.
or whatever. Yeah.
Well, no, because when you said
That's
like
different. That's different than me hiring a driver.
Yeah, because he would still be on DIY's authority, so he can't. He'd be like subleasing.
No. If I own the equipment and the equipment's in my name, I can sell that equipment to whoever I want. And if they're leased on, if they're my employee leased on to DIY, they have to, like, I'm out of that loop. That person needs to qualify to be leased on to DIY's carrier. But if I own the equipment, I can do a lease purchase with somebody and get the ball rolling. But let's say I did that, like, okay, it's that truck.
The pie gets smaller.
Yes.
Would the guy even be able to be willing enough to work the work the way he would have to work to be able to make that kind of money to pay for everything, pay the maintenance, and still reimburse you for the lease purchase and pay for the authority? Yeah,
I would have to talk to. I mean, like I said, that's something I haven't done.
Yeah, I would ask DIY, like, what was your conflicts when you first started expanding, right? Because he's been through this.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've experienced it.
Yeah, so it's like there's so many different opinions on everything, and I think it never ever hurts if you're going to expand and start getting trucks and then have to take that risk about drivers and the way that they may or may not. I think I would want to have, this is my opinion,
did her volume go down?
Streams of income coming in, because to protect against those, like Jack Knightley said,
your volume just dropped way a lot.
Or something happens, right? You don't want this to go out of business. So I would feel like I would want several streams of income.
I can barely hear her, but I can hear her.
Like a backup or safety net. You hear me?
There you go.
There you go.
People calling me when I'm online. But yeah, several streams of income, I think, would be like every carrier that I've worked with and I've learned about them. Everybody's got several streams of income. Nobody just has trucks and depending on just trucks, right? So I thought that was interesting. I'm like, it seems like everybody developing a big company.
Wait a minute, Nevada.
That's the thing to do. And it's smart.
Nevada, there's so many more differences than just taking out the 7.5% or whatever for taxes. Depends on what state you live in. You might have to carry disability insurance for that employee. You might have to carry all workers.
You're gonna have to pay if you're doing W-2. You have to have workers' comp.
Yeah, there's so many more.
And I was doing flatbed. Oh, she dropped out. And I was doing flatbed. So my workers' comp, and plus it was the first time I had workers' comp. I was looking at like $580 a month. On top of that, you have to add that into the salary of the driver too. Like let's say if you have a base pay, let's say you're paying the driver $52,000 a year. By but you add the 12%, you add 12% onto that. Plus, if they have, I also had to pay. I forget what the percentage was, but I also had to pay like local municipal county tax or something for that. That's like another, I don't know, I think maybe 2 or 3%. Then
And
you had to pay workers comp. So now that 52 salary turns into like 68, or something, or 72,000 a year. You almost have another $20,000 you're dishing out that's not even paying the employee to do the work for you. Especially if you're paying insurance too on top of that. You got people forget to think of that when they think about people like, oh, you're just some shitty business guy. Some of these guys that are making $100,000 a year at like, let's say they're making $100,000 a year at Walmart. If you add the taxes that Walmart's paying, the insurance and the workers' comp, well, I don't know, workers' comp is probably pretty cheap for them, but if you add that all in, there's probably another $20,000 to $40,000 on top of your salary that you're already getting that they're paying into. So,
oh yeah, your insurance cost, and that's another thing. Some states require, depending on how many people that you actually employ, if they hit a certain hour mark, like you have to provide them some sort of health insurance. Now that's something you can go out and research and find. And
it depends on the state. Some states have, your very first employee, I think you got to have the health insurance. The federal law is 50 and over, but there's other states that, like Pennsylvania, is 50 and over. But I offered it anyway, because to be honest, most people don't even want to look at you unless you offer insurance, really. Now, I didn't technically offer it because I saw that for me to buy insurance, they would be able to get a better deal with me reimbursing them or giving them like a stipend for insurance. I forget what they call it.
Yeah, a certain amount every week.
It's for them to go out and buy their own insurance. And then if I went and purchased, I'd be paying top dollar. They'd be paying top dollar, for me to do the 80-20 split, and they would have shitty insurance. So it was just better. It was just better for me to, siphon and give them an extra amount to go get their own.
I want to be very clear about something. I'm not talking from like experience or not like a lot of knowledge in this. Just the little bit of research I did through the state I live in, I got some insight on like what the state requires from an employee. Like if they were a W-2, if they were a 1099, everything.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
So like I'm by no means an expert at this or really understand it. I just did a little bit of research in it. You know what I mean? So I don't want to like be saying something that's completely false. Because
no, trust me. If the 11 people that are on here, if they're looking to start their own business and they're not researching this themselves and understanding it, that like I said before earlier, that there's a big difference between coming out here as a steering wheel holder and just jumping onto low boards than coming out here and understanding business. This is a business. Guys think this was a couple months ago or a year ago or so, they thought it was a gig, a hustle. And that's why we have the problems we have now. They thought it was a hustle. Everybody jumped on the bandwagon here, thought it was easy money, and guess what? It's not. It's a business. You have ups and downs, and this is a down now. Some of it was probably caused because of everybody jumping on. In fact, a lot of it probably was. There's a definite imbalance in the market, per se.
So Nevada's comment, absolutely fake, but I'm talking about in the eyes of growing a fleet, you're a part of that. DIY grows his own fleet, man. I'm leased on to a guy that's growing his fleet, but that's where like the buck ends. I don't know intricate details of DIY's business or anything like that, nor should I. It's none of my freaking business. It's his. But
he's not getting a free ride by no means.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Apparently, he won't even take Cash App help.
Yeah. I just don't. I know how hard we all work for our money, man. If somebody ever wants to give me a super chat or a Cash App, I hope it comes just from like, hey, I want to do this. I never want people to feel like that they should or whatever,
Trust me, in this community, I didn't see my Cash App blow up for truck engine repairs.
Well, Nevada did that to me one night. Nevada, God, it was probably like 6 months ago. Started cash apping me and started saying it in a live feed. And all of a sudden, everybody in the live feed, it was small amounts, but it added up to like 100 some bucks that night. And it was a very uncomfortable feeling because I just didn't, I don't, it's a weird feeling.
I know it's a little weird, but like when I saw that, like sometimes when I see that, or how about like when Gentry and Sons put that engine in for that one guy when he got scammed, I was like, I wonder if I could do something like, how OIDA has like a plan you pay into. I was like, I wonder if we could do like a trucker's insurance plan where everyone pays a certain monthly fee, and then, I guess you'd have to be you wouldn't be able to treat it like a warranty, but you could treat it like a claims process where, if somebody had a problem, you could pull out of that, like, pool of money, for oopses or catastrophic failures. Let's see. I think Shannon's trying to come back in. Oh no, it's Nevada.
What, do you live in fairyland?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I mean, you could.
Look at that,
other people.
Look at that bumper grill. Look at that bumper grill he's got on there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, other organizations and other industries do that, so I don't see why. You just have to make sure it doesn't get really scammy. That's all.
So, FA, I'm not saying that you're not a separate business. You guys were having the conversation about how do you go from 1 truck to 3 trucks to 5 trucks. I'm saying it takes knowing people that you trust and have an investment in your business and want to grow and see you succeed. So what DIY did was a blueprint for exactly what anybody should do if they want to grow a fleet, which is have friends or people that they trust and know can operate a business and they're in it for the right reasons. And you're an essential part of that because he has developed not only a friendship, but he trusts you as a business partner, and you're an essential part of growing his fleet, which is a blueprint from going from 1 truck to 2 trucks to 3 trucks. He's just doing it with several different people at the same time. But without doing that, you're just having like yahoos that you put an ad out and he just show up. You don't know him from Adam running a truck, and he could easily destroy your business. So essentially, how to grow a fleet, you need people you could trust behind the wheel of trucks that have a investment in growing the fleet that is essentially you're going to be your fleet, but you trust that person. That's all I was kind of saying.
I see what you're saying. I was taking it the wrong way. I can admit that, and I think that's sometimes where these comments, sometimes we misread them, or I see fully now what you're saying, and you're absolutely right. Obviously, if I wanted to grow from where I am, the first person I would turn to would be DIY and be
it's almost like what I always say when you jump into, like I said, this is a business. It's almost about trucking's almost about who you know a little bit more than what you know, because anybody can go out and buy a truck and just jump into here, but to actually be successful and make connections and that are actually going to be profitable, you have to know somebody, or at least one person, just to get that head start. Like I had a direct customer with doing the polls. That was my one head start. And when that fell through, my business pretty much fell through. So it's right.
And let's say I wanted to grow my fleet, right? Let's say I wanted to branch out, get my own authority and get another truck and put a driver in it. Well, I know my brother, he teams, right? I could put him and his partner in a truck. I'd much rather trust my brother behind the wheel of a truck and growing my fleet than somebody I don't know.
Yeah, some Yahoo, yeah.
So, and then not only that, the communication level there and the trust is there that like, hey, when I have a problem or there's a problem arises with either a customer or a dedicated situation, I could sit there and explain the situation to my brother, and he's fully going to understand what kind of predicament I'm in and attempt to resolve it as much as I would. You know what I'm saying? It's not just, well, tough luck, dude. You're either going to send me $200 or I'm not delivering. Like, like who are you talking to?
Right.
Like you want me to fork over $200 out of my pocket? Okay, cool. Just get the fucking job done. I mean,
I think, I mean, I'm happy with what I do, and I think everybody has this idea of wanting to grow. I would argue right now, if you have the means and capability of adding more equipment to your fleet, if you're okay with some high interest rates, I think if people are successful right now, and if the market turns around, I think the people that are like staying afloat right now are going to be are going to kill it. I actually do believe that. So it did, when I had the opportunity of having 2 trucks, I did entertain the thought of growing my dream, I guess. But I didn't feel like it was, like I said, I enjoy my
You didn't think it was the right time.
I would not be a good employer.
Yeah.
Like that's the fact. I wouldn't be, you would not, people wouldn't want to work for me.
Nobody's really a good employer at first. You grow into that there, Scott. You grow into it. I mean,
Well,
it's also, like I said, it depends on who you bring onto your team too. Like I said, if you just if you randomly hire the first person that can hold a steering wheel, it's not going to work out. You have to literally interview the person, their personality, I don't want to say maybe, I may have spied on a few people on their Facebook pages and stuff, but you have to actually like see what kind of person they are personally to know what they're going to do, when they're employed to you.
You have a comment by No Name is Nobody, or My Name is Nobody. He asks, do you mind asking Shannon and Jackknife, are you running an S Corp? Somebody's on here right now that's an S Corp, I know for a fact. Nevada is.
Yeah, I'm an S Corp.
Nevada's an S Corp.
Yeah, he's an S Corp. Yeah, no, I'm not an S Corp.
I think
I should probably be an S Corp.
Hold on. Talk to your accountant first.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Talk to a professional. We think we know everything, and I'm being honest. Like truck drivers, we think we have the answers to everything. Like they're.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but an S corporation, right. Like you're going to pay like every week I pay my taxes. Like this tax bill or April, I'm not worried about it at all. I got all my write-offs for the lease payment that I got because I do a lease purchase. I got all the payroll, which in essence in the payroll, half of that is paying the taxes. And then what I pay myself, I as the employee take out the other half and pay it. So my taxes are being paid as I go. So basically,
so are mine.
The cash business, if you like the cash business aspect of it, because I could walk away right now and everything's paid up.
Yeah, but so is mine, Nevada. I pay quarterly taxes as a business. Granted, they're estimated taxes, but I don't want to get it. Like, I'm not smart enough to get into like a debate on like the difference between what we do. And I'm not saying that because I'm scared to. I don't know enough, but like my taxes are up to date. I pay quarterly taxes. I'm a business. If everything went to hell right now, I get to walk away scot-free. Depending
on where you're at in the quarter, but yeah.
Carry on the knowledge. I'll be back here in a second. I got to go see if I'm done or not.
No, you need to talk because I actually just got a text from the dealership.
Well, you good?
Yeah,
you got parts?
No, they're asking another question. But I don't want to get into like I said, I talked to my CPA, my accountant. They determine, you have filing times that you can file for an S Corp and things like that. And I take their opinion. You know what I mean? That's just what I do.
Well, you should, because everybody's numbers and situation is different, and what you're going to be writing off, and
Absolutely.
what your liabilities are, and what your income you're bringing in, and that. In order to be an S corp, there's a line, there's a number where like you cross that number, and then every dollar after that number is going to be beneficial per the tax code. Be filing as an S corporation, and something you could do is you could do it for like once. You could S corp is basically it's a designation. Now you could be permanently determine yourself as an S corporation, but it's basically a tax designation. And in essence, some of the things I have to do, some of my responsibilities are, I'm a W-2 employee of my business. You have to keep everything separate, so I don't take my business card and go to Disneyland with it, right? Because that would be piercing the corporate veil, and then it's basically like I'm commingling my funds. So there's certain rules, and it also has limitations too. Like one thing I would suggest, if you're going to do an S corporation, don't put all your money in your business because it's going to be all tied up in your business. Now, that's a startup investment. You could take a draw out, but
So
once you create taxable events, it's almost like you're back to being, just an LLC.
right. I need to jump off. So I feel bad right now, and I know you're driving. Maybe I'll stay on for a couple more minutes. I do have to get a hold of this shop that just got a hold of me. But so you're in Utah right now. Is that what you said?
I'm in Idaho.
Idaho. Let me get to some of these comments. My name is Nobody says thanks, Kyle. Trucking with T-Bone says at Michael Page. That's assuming you find a driver that runs the truck to make that money and turn a profit. I must have missed something up here. Oh, Michael Page says you could take 5 or 10% off the top as a profit and then get your money back from the truck as a lease purchase with interest because, yeah, I mean, if I was to ever do a lease purchase with somebody, obviously I'm going to charge them interest. I would not charge what dealerships charge. But once again, Michael, like 5 to 10% isn't a lot of money. Because when you're doing a lease purchase, you're still responsible for things. Obviously, the contractor is going to have bobtail insurance, but like you're still responsible for all the cargo insurance, all the liability insurance. I mean, so if that truck generates, $6,000 a month, right? I think, or a week. I think that's pretty obtainable in this market. That's $600. That's what, $2,400 a month. That's not a lot of profit, man. Even if the drivers.
I jumped out solo for 2 weeks and I did $7,500 for each week.
Okay, so that's $750 a week. 10%.
Yeah.
$7,500.
Then again, I know how to manage my time. I'm doing this in the best interest of my business. I'm not, and I had control over like what I'm doing as well. So
right. And once again, Michael, like I'm not saying your idea is a bad idea because it's not. I'm saying for me, like if I'm gonna take way more risk as a business, I want more than $750 a week. You know what I mean? Like, and that's where I've said I'm not in the position to like be an employer. I'm just not.
No, I think you honestly did the right thing because I'll tell you right now. I know in my company where I'm at, a lot of people have investments in trucks, and a lot of them are paying out of pocket to pay the drivers. Like that's the reality right now with the spot market. It's just after fuel, there is just nothing left to take any profit. Like they've actually had to pay out of pocket in order to pay their drivers. It's just they've been at a loss consistently, and a lot of guys are getting rid of those trucks, or they can't afford to have the drivers in them anymore.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't like hearing that. I don't like hearing people failing. I think Trucking with T-Bone has a great comment here. He says, "Hey, don't be knocking steering wheel holders. Look at Nevada. He's doing just fine." And then he says, "I'm kidding.
What's the difference between a steering wheel holder and a non-steering? Like what would you say the difference is?
That's Jack.
Like booking your own loads? Because
no,
I'll tell you, like booking your own loads is you're still just getting what you're doing is you're looking at your phone and then you're booking a load, then you're grabbing that steering wheel and then you're still driving. I mean, the job didn't change. It's just there's more stress and planning that goes into it.
I think I can't really speak for Jackknife, but I think what Jackknife is referring to when he says that is just the driver that's not paying attention around him. We see it every couple of days on bonehead truckers.
You would say somebody who just gets in the truck and all they want to do is drive. They don't want to check the oil. They don't want to. Yeah. They want to look for preventative maintenance. They're not going above and beyond the driving aspect of trucking.
Right. Booking your own freight. I mean, Nevada, you and I a lot of us can talk about that. That's not that's another job. It really is.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it full time anymore. Actually, I'm being dispatched again. I saw
your video on that
about a month ago, And dude, they're getting better rates at times, and then overall that catches up to the times where I knock it out of the park. Because there would be times where I would get a good thing going, right? But I also don't have the understanding of like I would book $18,000 worth of loads with one broker, and then you got to think about that from the business aspect. Like, you know, what if they don't pay you on one load, or they try to give you a hard time? Then you got 18,000 tied up with them. Where, you know, I'm like, hey, they're factorable, good to go. I'm not looking at it like, yeah, you should diversify the type of loads you're pulling from different brokers.
Hey,
So
do me a favor.
Caught up in a situation.
Do me a favor, real quick.
Yeah.
I see you're in the right lane, but why don't you just look in that right lane mirror for me, real quick, and make sure the trailer's following the truck correctly. That's based on. You must not have read the comment that I left on one of your videos.
No, I actually tuned out the comment section, man. I'm trying not to get into a bunch of the BS that I did in 2022.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not like everyone. Like, what I'm gonna do is like every 3 months or something, I'll look at my comment section. Unless I get a notification, I'll go in and I'll reply to it. But I'll go in and I'll go through all the comments because there's just a lot of negativity, and it directs my content, and it shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like the good comments in there that direct my content, absolutely. But the negative ones, they just put you in a headspace that I don't want to be in. So I'm just going to take time to dedicate time to still answer all my comments, but I'm going to do it all at once and like just get it done like one day when I'm sitting on the toilet or something, you know?
Or go live every now and then. You know, I know you have a busy schedule, but that's kind of what I'm going to do moving forward. I am not at your level at all, but the comments, like if I get 50 comments on a video, like that's a lot to me. And I don't have time to go through and like respond to everybody and read every single one. So I've made it pretty clear when I go live, this is the time I'll interact with you. You know what I mean? Because answering these comments, whether I agree with them or not, like it's another job for me on top of everything else I have to do, you know, but I can see how it can steer you to a different mind frame though as well. Jackknife TV says, guy in front of me doesn't know how Capstone works. I just want to know if I'm done. Well, that sucks. You should get a text from Capstone letting you know you're unloaded. Trucking with T-Bone says, I always say, who the hell doesn't hold on to a steering wheel? Amen, brother.
Yeah, when I hear somebody say that, I guess I just never understood what they're saying when they say, like, what's a steering wheel holder? Okay, right. Somebody who doesn't go above and beyond driving the truck in a straight line. Okay.
Okay, we need to be quiet now. Jackknife came back.
There was I was like, oh, I'll just run down there and be done in no time. And then some guy who smelled like a trash can in front of me didn't understand how Capstone worked.
Right. So, hey, I have to bounce out. Kyle couldn't read comments, I don't think, because he's driving. But I need to answer the dealership or the shop here.
Yeah, so, go ahead. Go ahead. Get a hold of them and whatever. Just hit right back. In fact, I got a bunch of guests now coming in anyway. So.
All right. Well, you guys take it easy. Nevada, take it easy, man. Drive safe.
Never mind. That's just you guys.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll see you.
All right, later.
Jeez, oh man, that was a pain in the butt. Where are you at? In Utah? Looks like it.
I'm in Idaho. Close.
Idaho? Let's see here.
Yeah, just east of Boise right now.
So what, you had to go through all that crappy weather there last night, I guess. That's what Scott was saying.
It was more so the eastbound side from like Rock Springs to Rawlings was completely ice covered, and there's a couple jackknife trucks and stuff like that. So our side was pretty good. There was just a few little sections that kind of had ice on the road. You just slow down. So these guys, they just, you know, they blow through the roads like that, and they end up losing control. It's like, I don't know. Turn off your cruise control, you know.
Oh yeah, they're all doing like 60, 70 mile an hour, like it's nothing. You hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Okay, yeah. No, I didn't know if you. I know you're moving, so I don't know if you still have connection or not. That's all. Yeah. So, well, you're getting ready to deliver, I guess.
Oh yeah,
That
I'm
was
pulling
good.
up to the Winco out here, and
Oh, you're gonna fill up that
oh,
Thursday. You're gonna fill her up.
she's already topped off.
How you doing
I
with
will
fuel
tell you
mileage
that
of that? You getting like 9, 10 miles a gallon?
with the bumper guard, it seems like I lost a gallon, so that kind of sucks. I've been playing around with the fifth wheel position to kind of see if I could offset it, but even going slow, trip economy is around 5.2, and then I'm doing pen and paper, it's at 5.4. So,
Yeah, well, that's a pretty big bull guard on there. So,
but that's the same I was getting last winter too. It seems like winter blend fuel, I
oh
get
yeah,
less
it's
less
atrocious.
mileage.
Even with this thing, you can tell the difference.
Because in the summer I'm getting 5.8, 5.9. I'm hoping that I can still get in the sixes if I slow it down, because I don't know, just people kind of hammered it in my head. If you're a team, you don't really need to be running fast. So I've been kind of just cruising everywhere about 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, that is
And
true. You are a team,
I read a few studies, like every, I think it's 5 miles an hour after 65, you lose 17% fuel economy. So you think about that in the grand scheme of things, that's a lot.
Where'd
But
we?
it's also been really windy since I've gotten this bull guard on. It's like we've been hitting wind
Oh
everywhere.
yeah, it's
So,
like I would say the last 2 weeks everywhere has been just pure wind, no matter what. Even over here on the East Coast.
yeah, we've been doing West Coast, and you got Wyoming. And sometimes I hit Wyoming with a headwind, I can go as low as low fours.
Where do we leave off with the comments? Was it over there by Shannon C Corp, or where I said I was sitting behind that guy?
Oh, I don't know, man. I can't read comments when
Well, no,
I got this
I
set
just
up here.
figured because I meant he was probably reading comments. I just figured that you would know what he was last reading.
Something about steering wheel holder.
Let me see here.
We were
Probably
defining
a comment by T-Bone. He said, "Hey, don't knock steering wheel holders. Look at Nevada. He does just fine."
Yeah, we left off right there.
Let's see. Nevada said she's a C corp. I mean, not Nevada. Shannon said
Shannon's a
she's a
C
C corp.
corp, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder what made her think that.
I'm surprised that her accountant said to do that, since she's a lease purchase driver, isn't she?
Yeah, with Dart.
Let's see, T-Bone. I always say, who the hell doesn't hold onto a steering wheel? Let's see. T-Bone said, booking my own loads gave me an entire new respect for dispatchers. That's for sure.
Oh no, absolutely. Because now, there's it's funny. Like when I started dispatching myself, I remember my dispatch reached out. They're like, "You said you would never book loads out of that facility," and I was like, "Well, I don't know. I mean, it must have been it was like 2 years ago." And I said I didn't want to ever come back here. It was in like the middle of like Minnesota somewhere, some paper plant that I must have spent 12 hours at, because I read the reviews. But I don't know. I got in. Once you realize, like, you see the loads and the rates, and you're like, dude, that's the best paying load. It's worth the frustration of sitting at a receiver for 6-8 hours.
Well, either that or you go somewhere else and do the same thing for less money.
Exactly. Well, you're gonna sit 6-8 hours, and then you're gonna go somewhere else, sit for like 3 or 4, but you're gonna get what, $1,500 less.
When the market gets bad like this, as long as you have a good dispatcher, and when I mean good dispatcher, I mean like a reputable professional one, not like some Facebook, no name dispatcher you just get a hold of. As long as you have a good dispatcher, they're worth their weight in gold, because there are so many times there, a few months ago, that I'd sit there for 4 or 5 hours just looking at DAT and other load boards. And I almost couldn't make up my mind whether I even wanted to move anywhere. It almost didn't seem worth it. And, that's fine for one day. You maybe sit and wait, but you look at the same thing the next day, and it's the same loads that were there yesterday. You're like, now I got to take something no matter what.
Yeah, and then you look at the loads you passed up, and you start kicking yourself, and then you get the ego thing going where I can't take less than that because I could have done it yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, and then time starts because you're trying to fight time. It becomes very frustrating really fast. And it gets to the point where, like I said, there was a time where I said screw it. I was just deadheading out to Pittsburgh. There was every time I'd go home, I'd have to like deadhead out to Pittsburgh Monday morning, just about. And if I did get a load set up for the next, for Monday out of Allentown area, I would get a text or an email either Monday morning or through the weekend saying, that load got canceled or whatnot, and I'm back to where I was before anyway. So,
Yeah, it's. I wish I would have been dispatching myself when rates are crazy out, and it would have been like it would have been more fun because
yeah, more
then
fun.
it's
Yeah,
well because it wouldn't be so much about am I getting a load because you guarantee you're going to get a load. It's just how am I going to build my lane and how efficiently can I build my lane and how much can I push out my gross for the whole week, because it's not always just about rate per mile. You kind of want to say, okay, time invested out of that day, it's going to take me 2 days out of my week, and I'm going to be at how much what's my day rate on those 2 days. So if I can get 3,000 per day on a day rate, now it doesn't matter what the rate per mile was. It could be $3, $4, doesn't matter, because now I got 2 days out. I'm 6,000 in. Now I could do that again 2 more times. Now I'm 6, 12, 18,000.
well, things were so different and almost illogical back then. Because I was used to running lanes like what I knew the lanes were, the normal lanes. Like I would not go into Florida and stuff like that. It just didn't, And then there are a few times I saw the rates and I took the chance and I go to come out and I'm like, holy crap, I'm coming out at a decent rate. What's going on? There were times I lost out on money because, I assumed the money wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? That's how different it was the last 2 years there, just about. I was costing myself money because I was used to those markets not having anything, and suddenly they did.
Yeah. Try doing that in a bad market.
Try doing that now? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, try doing that now. It's like you just have to take what's available and what makes sense. And then also kind of looking at like where's it going. Like I wouldn't take a load, doesn't matter what it's paying, to NorCal right now for anything. Because you're not coming out of NorCal. Like they're not going to pay you enough to go to NorCal in order for you to make sense to do it.
It's almost, well, right now it's almost got to I would say for some people it's gotten so bad that as long as you can make your minimum revenue, it's just to get you out of an area, it's probably worth taking.
Oh, I'll be right back, dude.
Yeah. Let's see here. See, Thomas said, "What's up, buddy?" I don't know if he's talking to me or in Nevada. Let's see, Sterling. Been to that Winco a few times. Let's see, Shannon Thomas. Yes, I've also have another business and a C corp. It's more conclusive to my future plans. Conductive to my future plans. Shannon Thomas. Also with a C corp, I am locked in for 5 years to a 21% tax on profit only. 5 years. What is locked in for 5 years? Do you mean if they move the tax bracket, or it's like if they update the tax bracket you're talking about, or if that's just for some kind of like loophole? I'm guessing you're saying that you're locked into a tax bracket, because I don't know when they change the tax brackets. I would imagine, I don't think it's like every 5 years they change the tax bracket. Yeah, I'm not really. I don't have a relationship with an accountant on that kind of a level. I'll tell you that. I wish I did. In fact, my last accountant forgot to do my taxes, so I am, rather late on my taxes for last year. In fact, I got somebody working on it right now, but it's it's slowly going. In fact, I got to get in contact with who gave me I forget who gave me information on a tax accountant out in Houston. Someone did. I got to get in touch with a better accountant anyway.
Oh.
Hurry up and wait.
Well, they're strict. No, they're strict here for appointments, so I gotta come back at 3.
Oh, they won't let you in?
Nah, I could have been here at 4 in the morning, but I was like, this place they're rescheduling. Like, you got to go into the system, request an appointment. They wouldn't give me 4 a.m. They're like, the closest they'll give me was 4 p.m. So I'm like, whatever. But this load made sense to grab, so. But it kind of messed us up for reload. So we've already got a game plan for picking up something tomorrow. Gonna head down to LA. Then I got something coming back, and then I got something going to Georgia for Monday. I'm gonna try and make Sunday. But
you don't think you can hop on the load? You don't think it? Well, yeah, I guess you got to also worry about when you're going to get out of there too. So
I can grab a load right now from Boise to that would get me down there. The only thing going that way is 3,000 going to Florida.
But you don't know when you're going to get out of there.
Well, I'll be out of here. What's that? That lat load. I seen a load. It was today. The only thing going that way is paying 3,000 going to Florida.
Yeah, that's not enough.
Like,
not out of Boise.
If you look, if you got the DAT board, look at that, and look at anything that goes towards Kentucky, towards the Southwest.
Because because of mats.
Deliver on Friday.
Yeah, because of mats. That's why. Well, it's what me and Scott were talking about. We're like, wonder what all these guys that are new gonna find out when they go to leave mats and they can't get a load. Or
That's
it's like paying like 50 cents a mile.
There. Yeah, I was trying to go there with a load under me already. So like I was trying to get out to the Midwest, pick up something on Friday, it delivers Monday, and it gets me through Kentucky. That way I could just take off on the weekend and then deliver on Monday and then be in a different area.
Yeah. See, I don't have that problem. I just go over to the closest chicken processing plant. And there you go.
Is refrigerated, would you say it's been a good move?
Well, I mean, I've done refrigerated in the past. I can't really say it was I didn't base the move off of what I was, the trailer. I based the move off of whether or not I would have dedicated freight. That's what I basically based the move off of. Or I would still be doing flatbed. I love doing flatbed. I don't, even though in the wintertime I might bitch about it and, be aggravated, but it's I don't know, I just enjoy doing it. It's something different every day. This kind of gets old real quick, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that when you made that move, you were on like a little group of people that were all kind of going, like I knew, I don't know if you know who RD is. You know who RD is?
RD. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard for me to keep track of people on YouTube. He has a what? A 389?
Okay, well, anyways, he's another dude that and he went and bought a reefer trailer, and he started pulling reefer freight. He was doing that at the same time you did, and there was a couple other people that were looking at it. I know my brother runs refrigerated. He had a dedicated contract, and they lost it. It literally undercut his contract by 50%, and they even offered to match it. And they're like, nah. So I was like, wow, and it wasn't like it was like multi-stop. Driver assist, he had to unload pallets at like one stop. He'd drop a pallet off, they put 2 more on, and then.
Does he know who took it? Was it JB Hunt?
Oh, I don't know.
Something like that.
I didn't ask him who took it, but yeah, like they kept lowering the contract too. Like from 2022, they lowered it like 3 times, and then he was making like 20 grand a week throughout 2022. This is team refrigerated LTL reefer freight. And then it dropped to 17. And it kind of varied a little bit on the backhauls because it was one way, and then he had time to get backhauls on the way out.
Yeah, I'm wondering if either a bigger carrier took it or like I said, in who was I? Was I talking in a live feed? Or I don't remember. I said it or
290.
texted it, but the one guy I spoke to, the video I put out where the guy was changing his own tire with his impact thing. He was of Indian descent, and he was telling me how they kind of open their own trucking businesses up, and get family members or people they know over, and teach them CDL school and pay for it and everything. Um, it's kind of hard to compete with that when they bring them over and they're paying them like $20,000 to $40,000 a year to drive a truck, and they're also like doing no-nos like filling up with red diesel and stuff. It's kind of hard to compete with people running fleets like that.
Yeah, the truck's falling apart when they go to pass you, and then they're sitting there on their phone, and they come into your lane, and they go back into their lane, and they just sit there and ride next to you. It's like, okay, dude, I have a pedal too. Like, I'm kind of cruising, but I usually just blow their doors off, get in front of them, and then they go to pass me again and get out of my way.
Like I'm thinking that fleets like that are what probably are making it right now. Like, and the sad thing is, I think it's bringing down rates a lot more than any of this broker transparency crap probably is. So, and that's just my 2 cents, because I know if I was a broker, I would probably hop on that bandwagon too. Money's money at the end of the day.
Well, you got right now, drivers are fighting drivers and brokers are fighting brokers. That's
Well,
what I see.
it would be no different than if somebody went into like a Love's to go get a tire. Are you going to go freaking, if you blow out a tire, you're going to go, come out of Love's with a freaking brand new Michelin, or are you going to have, the most well economic, decent tire you can buy? I don't know. Some people might even just buy the damn Chinese one, but still, it's the same thing with that. It still gets the same job done. And I guess that's how I guess brokers would probably look at that kind of situation too.
Let's see. What food line? Well, I guess you might not want to say what food line you're at.
It's up there. If you, it's actually, I already got it posted. I could care less. Like, what, somebody gonna come over and beat me up? You know what I mean?
You sound a lot like BOC. That's funny.
Well, no, I mean, I guess I've gotten enough bullcrap comments and messages on here that I just kind of, I've slightly left the professionalism at the door. It's I can already see what kind of clientele I'm appealing to, I guess.
You're dealing with a bunch of truck drivers.
Yeah, pretty much.
That it's changed when I first came on YouTube. I did it for a hobby, and I liked playing creatively with the cameras and whatnot, and putting together like videos. And I used to make like a long 2-minute intro with drone footage and all sorts of stuff. It was fun making and put music to it and everything, And I had a lot of fun doing it, and that was kind of just a hobby, right? For me to kill my time instead of sitting at a truck stop doing nothing. But I realized I'll put hours and hours into creating a video, and I won't get no views on it. And then I'll just turn the camera on and I'll talk about a subject and just kind of rant or vent, and those do way better than anything. And just staying on topic, But it's also a struggle for, like, if you're not going to do the news and trucking and stuff like that, it's a struggle for creating content, because there's only so many times you could tell people how to hook a trailer or any of that stupid stuff. But that's why when you own your truck and you're dispatching yourself, there's plenty of stuff to talk about. You just got to remember to record it.
Michael Page asked if your brother offered to match it or the customer offered it back to him if they could match it.
Well, my brother doesn't dispatch himself, but he had his dispatch say, well, okay, we'll match it just to keep it, because it would still be profitable, because they would still have that run, and they just work the backhauls, and they just turned it down. Right now, there's no matching.
You know what I'm too wondering about some stuff like that. I've noticed a few people complain, well, not complain, but said that their customers went out and bought their own trucks and everything, or up their fleet, and that's pretty much just, I guess they didn't want to pay spot market rates anymore, so they actually just went out and bought their own, another truck, another couple trucks, and some drivers.
Well, You get a contract like that, and you make less than what the spot's making, and you stay consistent with them. But as soon as things flip, they want to get you out real quick. It's all about the bottom line.
I think T-Bone must have posted something about a picture yesterday on his community page. I'm trying to think if I've seen something about Amazon lately. Maybe not.
And my wife got a ticket for running a stop sign. It was like her first ticket she's ever gotten. She's all disappointed about it. And we got a lawyer, and we sent a lawyer there, and that cop showed up to the court case. So they're upholding it. I'm like, damn.
Oh, they're bad now. They're being like, I had a speeding ticket up in Wisconsin, and they would not drop it at all. They did drop it down a little bit, but they didn't drop the ticket. Like usually they'll just drop the ticket altogether, and they upheld it to instead of 15 over, they brought it down to 0 to 10 is a ticket. It's just it doesn't give an exact number. So
Yeah. So I spent $1,000 for nothing, basically. Should have just
yeah,
paid the
that's
ticket.
what I did.
That's all.
In fact, I called the lawyer back just because I ended up looking at my MVR in Pennsylvania, and Pennsylvania still had the ticket on as it was originally, cited for. So I called her back. I said, "Hey, can you just call the prosecutor and say, ask, did they resend the ticket back over to Pennsylvania to change it?" So she did that, and apparently I got to do it. So I got to eventually get a hold of Pennsylvania and try to get a hold of them, and then get a hold of Wisconsin and have them send the ticket over to the Pennsylvania DMV, themselves or something like that. And so a few days went by. I get a letter from the lawyer. She charged me $250 because I called her and asked and said, "Hey, can you see if they can do something about the ticket still showing up on my MVR as what it was posted as?" And so she sent me a bill for $200 for asking her to do that. She didn't tell me she was going to charge me for it. I just figured it came with the $1,000 or $1,100 I already paid her. You know what I mean? But apparently not.
Do you have like a driver's legal plan or no?
I definitely will. That's what I will be doing. Because usually I had very good luck with, hiring a local attorney. Because I always figured it was better that they knew the judge and stuff like that. But in that case, it did not help me at all.
Yeah. Yeah. We got one now, but I had to pay because typically your lawyer costs would be covered with a deductible. But yeah, we signed up for it, and then we just had them handle that case. I'm like, oh, now I wish I wouldn't even signed up for it. But it's like, for me and my wife, it's like $600 for the year. So I'm like, screw it, we'll just get it, because you don't want a bunch of those tickets stacking up. And hers isn't like a crazy. I think it's like 1 point on your driver's license. But for 7 years of driving, and you got what, ran a stop sign? Okay. And it's not that she ran a stop sign, because I don't know if you've ever been on like Bishop, California. It's like a 2-lane. There's 2 separate lanes, and there's a median.
Well, first of all, you said California, so right there.
Yeah. Well, she came out of the rest area, and when you sit in the middle, your trailer hangs out in the traveling lane. So and it was up by a hill. Basically, I get why she did it. She pulled out, and then she just continued to roll through because she didn't want her trailer sticking out. Well, she did it when a cop was chasing somebody, and she cut them off. So she interfered with their attempt to pull somebody over. So the cop was a little salty about that. So he went and got the speed. He got on the PA and yelled at her and turned on his lights and stuff. But she didn't have his lights going, so she didn't really see him because he was trying to speed up and catch up a speeder. So that's another reason why she didn't see him. But basically, he went around her, because I went and I checked the camera footage of what happened. I'm like, yeah, you definitely ran that stop sign. She's like, I can't remember if I did or not. I'm like, yeah, you did. And they caught up to the speeder, pulled over the speeder, and when she came up, he like flagged her over at the the flashlight and wrote her a ticket. When I woke up in the morning, I didn't even know. I slept right through the whole thing. She told me in the morning. She's like, I haven't had a ticket my whole driving career. What the hell? So she was a little disappointed about that, but they upheld it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he actually went out of his way to catch up to her. Man, he must have been pretty pissed off at her or something.
Well, no, he didn't go out of his way because we were going the same way. So when she got out of the dude's way, he went around her. He caught the speeder, had the speeder pulled over, and then when she came up 30 minutes later, he just told her to pull over with the flashlight, so she did. And then he came up and said, "Hey, you pulled out in front of me, blah blah blah. You ran that stop sign, license and insurance and all that shit." Then he just took off because I could hear everything, and with the camera system I got, Then he just took off, came back with her ticket, said, "Here's your ticket, here for court, blah blah blah. Have a good night." His tone kind of went down a little bit, like he was really mad, and I think he's like, "Oh, there's this 90-pound chick here," but he still wrote her a ticket because he was kind of like angry and mad and yelling and bullshitting. And then when he came back, his tone was like, "Okay, well, I did write you a ticket, blah blah blah." She was just like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Well, he was probably waiting to show up as like some fat ass truck driver. It's like usual, or some foreign fuck.
Yeah, because he was definitely yelling. Yeah, he was mad and yelling, and then when he seen who was driving the truck, his tone changed. I was like, "Well, didn't get you out of a ticket, sweetheart. You should I don't know, maybe you should have put on a tank top or something."
See you, Shannon. Have a good one. Be safe out there, all right? She's stuck down in Florida somewhere. I think Orlando or something, she said. Or Fort Lauderdale. She's down in Fort Lauderdale.
I wonder if she's going to the truck show.
I don't know. I think she's going to go wherever Florida takes her, if you know what I mean. Especially if you're all down in Fort Lauderdale.
Just get a logo in Chicago. Just eat it out.
Oh, what, for $600?
Yeah, you should get like what, 1,200?
Yeah, right.
It's like 1,000 miles or something like that. You can get like $1,200, like $120 out of there.
No, I bet you it's lower than that. I bet you're talking about like 75 cents a mile right now out of there. I bet.
I don't know. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to Florida. Because last time I was down there was like November, December.
With the stupidity that's going on, it would not surprise me if you're getting 75 cents out of Florida right now. Like if you're going back to Chicago or something.
I got $1.78 out of Miami to Dallas.
When I really realized things were going kind of bad, I was looking. The best load I could find was going out to Phoenix. This is when I was doing flatbed. I was going out to Phoenix out of Allentown area, and it was paying, I think, $4,600 to go from Allentown to Phoenix, Arizona. And then the load that I was looking at to come out was paying, I think, 82 cents a mile to go from Phoenix back into West Texas. And I figured, I even looked at California and stuff because I was just going to say screw it and go across the border, if I had to, even with the older truck. And like just to come out of Phoenix into California too was like $1 a mile. It wasn't any better.
Let's see. 300-mile radius, there is 197 loads. They brought that Florida load. That's picking up all the way in Washington. I got to bring this.
Yeah, Shannon's got a load, and she's gonna be at Matt's on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah, there's only 45 loads in a 150-mile radius for today and tomorrow. California, Arizona, New Mexico. Or no, here's Minnesota. Schwick Logistics. $1,500.
That's what, like $1.10 a mile or something, $1.20.
Something ridiculous. It's 1,243 miles. So $1.10, yeah. $1.15, $1.20.
And then you're looking at like an $800 fuel bill or $600 fuel bill.
Yeah, no, there's San Jose Paying 2,200 and 651 on the mile, so that's not bad.
No, that's decent. That's not too bad.
But
But where are you
you're going
coming
to
out of San
San
Jose?
You're not gonna. It's not worth going into San Jose.
You
Like
bet.
you're San
Maybe
Francisco with
maybe it
two
was like
QL for
18.
13.
Maybe it was 1,800 or 2,000 going into San Jose. But not for
See, this
that.
is when I'm being dispatch. My dispatch has contacts. Like this guy's been doing it for years, so he could call up all his contacts and get stuff that's not even on the board.
Well,
for one, and then he's got dedicated customers, which I couldn't pull from.
that too. I can also tell you that brokers treat. Maybe not. Maybe owner operators they know, but for the most part, brokers treat owner. If you're just calling up random broker, they will treat you so much differently than if you call up or email them acting like a dispatcher of a major company. Like when I used to do it, I wouldn't tell them that I was the owner operator or anything. I would basically say, blah blah blah. This is Kevin with AFC Transport. I have a driver in this, blah blah blah. He's right here, and I would just pretend like I'm a dispatcher. And nine
Really?
times out of 10, it worked. It worked a hell of a lot better than if I just called up as an owner operator.
Oh, I always leverage the fact that I was the one you're talking to. I was the one that was going to cover the truck. I'm a husband and wife team. Like I would sell those things.
Yeah, usually, once the cat was out of the bag, I would let that go. But usually, in the beginning, it didn't really, it really. I would say
any leverage that I had, I was going to use. Like, hey, you're talking to the
yeah,
driver. I'm
that's
telling
kind of
you
like what I was
exactly
doing.
where I'm at. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm here. I got a full set of hours. I'm 30 minutes away. He'd be like, okay, well, how far are you? And I say, well, you only got a destination city. Is it really there?
See, I
I'd
think
say,
I
okay,
think it
so
was a little more. I think when they thought I was a dispatcher with a decent size, because they would look up the MC number, so they would know how many trucks the company had. I think they thought they were making a better connection. You know what I mean? So they were a little more and I'm pretty sure some of these, because a lot of these, if you talk to some of these brokers, a lot of these brokers are actually like they're ex-college. They went to college for some. I think some of them have a different view of truck. They have I don't want to say like, I don't know. They have a lesser view of truck drivers. You know what I mean. But then again, I can imagine some of the bullshit they deal with.
yeah, I mean, the only thing going to Kentucky right now is paying $3,200, and it's from Lewiston, Idaho, so it's about 300 miles away from me. So it'd be 2,600 miles. It'd be like $1 a mile. That just doesn't make sense.
Can you read the comments for a second? I got to go grab my paperwork. I'm actually done.
Yeah.
Amazing. I didn't think I was going to get out of here until like 6 o'clock.
You already got a pre-plan?
Pre-planned? Yeah, I was pre-planned like 2 days ago. that's what's nice about this.
I'm already booked till Monday.
See,
if everything comes together like we planned.
I'm gonna leave here. Go like 6. Then I'm gonna take a load from Glen Allen to where the hell am I going? Wilkesboro, North Carolina. Drop it there, and then I'm gonna head right over to Kentucky. So.
All right, I don't think there's much comments. I'm gonna see where we left off. Okay. Been to that Winco a few times. Yeah, Sterling, I've been here too. Sometimes they're cool and they'll work you in. I could have been here at 4 in the morning, but I didn't have an appointment till 4. I figured they were gonna make me sit anyway, so I waited till 12. Got some extra sleep. Yes, I also have another business, and a C corp is more conducive to my future plans. Yeah, because a C corp is like, if you're really, and Shane, I know you're not here anymore, but if you're really focused on growing the business and putting all the money back into the business, then I could see why an accountant would tell you C corp is the way to go. Logged into my own way, 21% tax on profits, wherever they may be. Huh. I'm not sure I understand that. Tap a cross on the side of your truck and claim it's a religious organization. What if I was a religious person, but I'm not, says Shannon. Okay. T-Bone says he's running reefer now. Yeah, I know that. I'm curious how that's working out for you. Yeah, you must have been one of the other guys I knew that was going into reefer. That might have been after the fact, though. No, my brother, he said, I think you asked this question, but no, my brother offered to match because he knew he could still make decent money on the way down. And he'd only be using the spot market 50% of the time versus 100% of the time, which he's doing now. Which I plan to actually call my brother today and see how things have been going. He's been doing it for at least 3 or 4 weeks now. Shannon says she's not stuck. I'm booked. I'm good. I'm going to Matt's on Saturday. $1.35 from Fort Lauderdale to Port Orange, then Jacksonville, Florida to Atlanta for $1. Ouch, a mile. Getting out of there though. Sounds like you'll be driving 55. Yeah. Which fuel has gone down, even though I'm getting 5.5 miles a gallon. My cost with just diesel alone is like 60 cents, 66 cents for diesel. Just diesel. So it doesn't include driver pay, DEF, oil changes, any of the other things that I have in my cost. Oh, you're still here, Shannon. What was my question about this? Also, my C Corp, I'm locked into what's the 5 years for 21% tax on profits only? That must be a C Corp specific thing, which is probably hard to answer through comments. Yeah, I hated the cops along 395. It's 395, and then I think it's 8 or 6 or something that connects you to the 95. Yeah, that's the route we were talking about. You know how the rest area is right there? You get out in the middle and your truck kind of hangs out in the back. That's where she was at. A lot of them are greenhorns. Yeah, I typically keep my speed down there. CRL with the Tyson trailer. Kyle, is it time for an overhead adjustment in your truck? No. Nope. I had it done when they did the gear housing. And I kind of have the mindset, and maybe you think differently, that if you don't have to open up and adjust anything, nothing's wrong, don't break it. Now at 500,000 miles, sure, I'll go ahead and do an overhead adjustment, but I don't want to have to open it up unless I have to. Unless the book calls for it. And I think that calls for an overhead at 500,000. I've kept up on my maintenance. Everything that's been required, I keep up on it. I do my air dryer filter every year, air filters every 2. Well, I did it with a year last time, but I think we're doing about every year then, because I'll probably do it this summer again. And then as far as oil changes go, I'm at 355,000 miles on my truck. I'm doing every 20 to 25,000. So at 20,000 miles, I start thinking, when is the most appropriate time? Like last time, I think I did it at 21,000 just because an opportunity presented itself where I could do it at the house. So I took it into our shop and had my guys do it. So that puts 20,000 miles at 370. So between 370 and 375, then I'll go ahead and do another run. But I'm going to start doing regular oil samples. There's a company I use. It's the same one that James Best used, actually. He turned me on to them. They're called Blackstone. And you just reach out to them. They'll send you a bunch of samples. And it's a little container. You put the oil in there and a little chart you fill out. And you send it out to them. It's like $35. And they'll send you a complete email, an oil analysis. And now that my truck's getting up in the miles, I'm going to start doing that pretty consistently, probably every three oil changes. And then once I hit to 400, I'll probably do every 2. Drug with T-Bone says, Shannon, did you get the email? Fuel MPG may be thinking you may need it checked. So here's a couple things it did. So we recently did the tires. We went from 22.5 low pros to 11Rs. still 22.5s, but 11R. So we went to a taller rubber, which my speedometer is running 2 miles faster. I was going to have my boss calibrate it, but he says once you change that with the transmission and everything, he's like, you need to take this into a Cummins transmission specialist because I don't want to mess anything up. So I probably need to have them plug in the computer and change my tire size. That way that gets fixed. And it also has to do with the RPMs and the changing of the gears due to the automated transmission. But I recently had that bull guard on the front installed, which adds a bunch of weight. And to counter offset that, I used to have a big gap between the back of my truck and the trailer, which would have a lot of wind resistance. So I did close that, which does make for a less comfortable ride going down the road as far as sleeping goes. And it didn't do much. So maybe. I didn't realize that an overhead would affect the MPG. I thought there'd be like injectors that can give you that problem, or like I'm not getting any loss of power. Well, since we did the tires, climbing has been, maybe I do need to do an overhead adjustment. Hey, Jackknife. Well, I can't hear you. Yeah, Sterling, I want to start getting a baseline though, because there's nothing wrong with the truck right now. So start getting a baseline for oil samples, and then once I get in the out of warranty stage, then I can really start keeping an eye on it. Because it's a cheap investment, $35 an oil change.
Oh, what you're talking about for oil samples?
Yeah, I got caught up on the comments. So a couple of things came up. Started talking about oil samples. So I don't know your thoughts on how you do oil samples, or
well, I probably won't be doing any for a while now, but
because you got a new truck, right?
Yeah. But
yeah, I've done I think 2, and I just do them sporadically. And then now that my truck's up to 355, I'm considering doing them every 3rd oil change.
But even then,
I'm doing another one after this.
Even then, though, like look at my 9400. I mean, I was doing oil samples, and it's I had a little bit of a high lead content, but nothing crazy. Nothing out of the normal. It was still considered safe, but I still ended up blowing an engine. It didn't tell me anything. Maybe that day it would have told me that my engine was going to blow up, but I guess you would have to have prolonged problems way before that for it really to, pinpoint accuracy.
Well, since so do you? Huh?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just switching over to Bluetooth. That's all.
Yeah, would you recommend doing them? How often would you recommend doing an oil change, or would you recommend, or an oil sample, or would you recommend not doing them at all? Then, in your opinion,
I would do it every oil change, but then again, I was changing my oil between 20 and 25,000 miles.
Yeah, I do that too. That's the same interval I'm doing.
Oh, you know why? I got to switch over inside the app to Bluetooth, I think.
Yeah, you have to hit.
Yeah, I have to go in here and switch it over.
More sound, and then switch it to Bluetooth.
I tell you what, it's so much. There you go.
Yep, now we hear you.
Now I can, yeah.
So another thing that I was talking about was since I got the bull guard put on my truck, I've done 2 things with my truck, and I've lost MPG. So I went from like being able to get 6.2 when I'm going slow to now I'm getting 5.2, 5.4 pen to paper. So Sterling said I might be an overhead adjustment that I need.
Yeah, but you're making like $4 or $5 a mile, aren't you?
No, 2.
Oh hell yeah, my load's ready too. Hell yeah.
Are you just doing a drop and hook?
That's all I have to do is just drop this back at Glen Allen and then pick up a trailer and then go out to Wilkesboro, North Carolina, and then drop it. And then I'm going to head over to Kentucky.
No, I
Hopefully
don't run out of those, Sterling, because it says not to in the book, and I don't want to mess up my warranty.
For what? The engine?
Yeah. I want to run additives, and then they say, hey, you got additives in here, so yeah, that's on you.
Oh, they're not gonna. I don't think they. As long as they're approved, they meet the oil specification at AIP or APO. I forget what it is. Hold on. There's also. Yeah, as long as they meet that specification, they can't deny you the warranty over additives.
Yeah, in the manual though, it says not to add any additives.
As long as they're approved by the Oil Institute of America or America Institute of Petroleum or something, I think it is. They can't. They can't because that's what they go after. Go off of their rating for the oil and everything. Is I think it's called the American Institute for Petroleum Products or something like that. So
another thing I did was I went from the Low Pro 22.5s to 11Rs, and that also makes it to where I'm running 2 miles faster on the speedometer. And I thought
that changes your gear ratio.
Yeah, and it also affects the transmission as well.
Did it go up or go down?
As far
like
as
the ratio, did you get a higher gear ratio or a lower gear ratio?
I don't know. How would you tell that?
Well, you can put you just go semi truck gear ratios and then put all your information into a calculator. It'll tell you whether or not your gear ratio. Like let's say now that you put taller tires on, I think if you put taller tires on, your rear gear ratio is going to drop a certain percentage.
Yeah, and I figured that would help me out with fuel mileage, right? That was my thinking behind it. It didn't.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it depends too a lot. On your engine and your weight. Because, I mean, if you end up pulling a lot of mountains and stuff, you're running the engine harder.
Well, actually, it tends to want to lug, so I have to put it in manual mode and drop a gear in order to keep, I've lost power going up, so definitely. But with the automatic transmission, I'm thinking that's causing some issues maybe too with efficiency.
There you go. I got to open the door still. Sign it. Yep. Are you the one with the nice Ruger? Are you the one with the nice teal Luger on you? I don't know. The one security guard when I left here the last time, she had a teal Luger on her. No. Oh, you have a purple toy. Okay. Yeah, the other one had a teal one. That's funny. Yeah, I think it was a teal 380. What was it? I know it was a teal 380 she had on her. That's funny. We'll open the door up for you? Yeah. Yeah, they're packing heat over here at Food Line, apparently, for truck drivers.
Huh, I have to find out my overdrive.
Oh, you found the website?
I'm looking at one called wellertruck.com.
It's probably like 0.7, 0.75 or something like that.
Was that your top transmission gear ratio? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
You walked away from your Bluetooth.
Yep, thank you. You too. Have a good one. Oh, man. Yeah, I think if you have what do you have, an 18 speed or something?
13.
13, your final gear is probably 0.75.
It's 0.7 something.
Might be 0.72 too. Usually it's either 7.2, I think, or 7.5.
It's in my build sheet. I know I've seen it. Huh. I don't know if this is the correct one.
It's amazing how many of these guys just nonchalantly run over these train tracks here like it's no big deal.
Yeah, it's something over my head though. As far as I'm thinking, it's just winter blend fuel. But then again, I wasn't having issues before I got the bull guard on, and I was running winter grade fuel too. So there was definitely a wasp when I put that bull guard on the front.
Well, the nice thing about 11R tires is they're cheap. That's for sure. Compared to low pros.
What's that?
Although I said the nice thing about 11R tires is they're cheap compared to low pros.
It's pretty much the same.
Yeah. The only thing I noticed though is it's kind of getting harder and harder to find 11Rs.
Yeah, that's one thing. But when I was going for the fuel economy thing, trying to be able to get if I run slow, can I maximize my fuel mileage, get up in the 7s? Because if I can get 7 miles of the gallon of this truck running 62 miles an hour, I would.
Oh, if you could get up into the 6s, you would be doing a hell of a lot better.
Yeah,
you would save yourself probably $500 easily a week just by getting an extra gallon.
Oh yeah, no, I've actually calculated it from like West Coast to Midwest. It's like $280.
Yeah,
of savings.
That adds up real quick.
Yeah, because I could do that in 2 days. So you do it again. There's almost $600.
Even if that's just a month, you save like $1,200 a month just by doing that.
Yeah, not close to. Well, you could even probably save up on one of my heavier ran weeks. I could probably save up to $1,200 a week. But
yeah, that's like I said, it's a truck payment. When everyone started getting on my case about how much the truck payment is for this, I said, look, I'm going to probably be saving myself at least $1,000 a week on fuel almost, and I almost am compared to my other truck. I'm saving. My fuel did come down now though, but I mean, there in the beginning though, I was saving almost $1,000 a week in fuel.
Yeah, I need to take it to a dealer because I was gonna have my boss do it because he's got the program, the plug-in, and everything, but he got sketched out. He's like, I don't want to change this because if I do, there might be some tweaks that are required for your transmission. And he's like, I don't know that. He's like, I don't know how to do that. I don't want to mess.
For the automatic, there might be some.
Yeah, so he's like, I don't want to mess anything up with that transmission. So he's like, you need to go to the dealer or a Cummins or a transmission specialist.
If you don't know the right parameters, because I remember my one Freightliner I had, I ended up having the parameters changed and everything, and they didn't know how to get off that progressive shift crap. And I had to take it to like 2 or 3 people till finally somebody knew how to take the progressive shift off and all that, because bumping up the horsepower and everything it did nothing if I couldn't get out of that the gear wouldn't rev. So
everybody's got different ideas on how often do an overhead. What is yours?
Well, I mean, if it's
if you're not seeing any issues, which I guess I am seeing an issue, but there's a lot of other factors that could be other than overhead, the tires.
If it was depending on what kind of Cummins it was, if it was like a CM 870 or something like that, I would do it probably especially if you're running like 100,000 miles plus. I would do it every year. I'd do an overhead on a CM 870.
That's a lot.
Just to keep an eye on the cams mostly. I mean, if you pull it off and you go to check the overhead and the overhead's good, just put the it's easy. You just put the valve cover back on and that's it. But I mean, if you go in there and you check and you start seeing wear on those cams, it'll save you a big headache later on. You know what I mean? If that camshaft starts coming apart, it doesn't take long for it to start making other things come apart.
What are you paying for an overhead? What's the deal and what's a ripoff?
I do my overhead myself. I learned to do it myself. If you go back a few videos ago, when I did my own injectors on that International, on that 9400, because I had one injector done out in, where was I at? I had to go to Kenworth because they were the only ones that could get me in, like ASAP. And I paid, I think like $2,500 or something to have one injector put in. it was pretty expensive. And I did all my injectors, like, well, except for the one that was just put in. I did 5 injectors for, I bought them for $1,200 and I put them in myself. So quite a bit of savings. Huh?
That saved you a shit ton of money.
Yeah, because it would have probably been like $5,000 to have all 5 injectors put in. And even then, like the cam had a little mark on it, and the Kenworth dealership was even thinking about not doing the one injector because the cam was just starting to get a little, like, a mark on it. It wasn't cutting into it wasn't, it didn't cut out the hardness yet, but it was just starting to get a mark on it. And they were like, "Oh, we got to do new cams." And I said, the truck was a $25,000 truck. I'm not going to put, like, they quoted me like $15,000 to do the cams. I was like, I don't think so.
Well, I mean, you adjusted your own overhead, but then again, your truck did blow up, so I don't know.
Oh no, it's still running. It's not. It's something in the bottom end. It was nothing to do with the top end.
I'm just fucking with you.
Oh, there were well, technically that truck supposedly had an overhead ran on it when I bought it. I went and had it done, and I think they charged me like 500. I think like $500 or $600 to run the overhead on it. And when I ended up doing the overhead, nothing was anywhere close to where it was supposed to be. So either they didn't do it, or within the period of like 8 months, the overhead like fell apart on it or something.
Well, maybe if 100K has been the consensus that I've found, but I've also had other people tell me, like, unless you see any reason to do it.
If you don't have a Cummins, I wouldn't do it more than maybe every 250,000 miles.
Well, I have a Cummins.
If I had a Cummins, even the single overhead cam one, I would probably do it. I would do it about every 100 and some thousand miles, maybe 200 if you really wanted to. But Cummins has never really been known for their overhead valve. I don't know, their parts or whatever. I don't know what goes on, but they've always had problems. And the same thing too about I don't know what model or what year Cummins you have, but the ceramic plungers and all that other bullshit they had problems with. And
well, I've got an X15. It's a 2022.
Oh, it's an X15, and then yeah, I haven't heard anything too bad about them. I think something I heard recently though that's been going around. I think they've been getting heads cracking on them, but
well,
I think that's the only thing I heard.
It's a common issue, and I did have that issue at 120. And when they took it apart, they had to do an overhead.
See, that's ridiculous. Today, with today's
everything has to be done.
With today's technology and equipment and machinery, you would think that problems like that should not show up. I'm having a problem with injectors on this. I get an injector knock every once in a while, and apparently they've been having problems with the injectors. They're trying to come out with a solution.
Did you have a code come up? It flashes and it goes away?
No, I haven't had a code yet, but you can hear it knocking.
What do you got, a pack car?
Yeah, it's a pack car. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to a guy. He said he's got 120,000 miles and he's in a loaner truck right now.
I got 20,000 miles and they're doing it.
Yeah, he said at 120, he's like, it kept going. I kept having a check engine and it would flash and it would go away. So I could never get it into a shop with it on, but it kept throwing the code, which if you go into the program, you can actually see the codes that are coming up when that happens.
Well, yeah. It what do I forget what they call it. I used to do all that computer shit. It freeze frame data. The freeze frame data will wind up showing coming up.
He probably should have took it in and had it done early, but now his truck's down for that issue with the pack car.
Well, it's not even that. The only solution they have right now is they'll take it, they'll run a cleaner through it, and they'll let it sit overnight. They'll get it real hot. They'll do like a force regen, and then they'll let it sit overnight. Apparently, the injectors I don't know if the tolerances are too much or the way the screen is in them or something, but they're getting gunk in them or something and hanging up. So they're waiting for a I don't know, an updated injector set to come out. Apparently, they have a lot of them are having those problems.
Yeah, because when I had that on there, that's when I've been having my issues. Ever since I did that.
Well, hey, at least you can plow through a cow without worrying about being broken down for like a month or two.
I used to have a bigger gap here too, because I used to have my truck actually used to sit back. I moved it like 2 notches, trying to help out the fuel economy. And then I was thinking about putting a bat wing up there.
I was gonna say, is that your trailer?
It's my trailer, but it's not mine. I rent it, but
Okay.
it never leaves me.
I was gonna say I've heard some good stories about people putting those domes on the front of them, on the front of the trailer. It helping out, especially with the mid roof, peats and stuff like that.
Yeah, if it was my trailer, I would, but not mine. If I didn't buy a house, I would be buying a trailer right now.
I could tell you what everybody else has probably told you. Why don't you go get one of those plastic aerodynamic trucks?
Yeah.
You know what? Put it this way: my fuel mileage yesterday, coming down here with 42,000 pounds in the box, was 9.3 miles of the gallon coming down 95.
Yeah, that's nice.
Like the fuel gauge doesn't even, and the DEF. I'm surprised they must have did something with the emission systems on these newer trucks or something. But the DEF like lasts forever. Like I probably can get like 2 or 3 weeks sometimes out of the DEF in the tank in this thing.
It's definitely fucking weird because I've never had an issue with like before weight wouldn't have any effect on fuel mileage, and now it does. And it's like pounds on.
Well, you cut out that little extra bit of aerodynamic, I guess, help there probably when you put the bumper on.
Yeah, it's true. It's probably aerodynamics.
Because I could tell you what, there was a huge difference. Like I feel it when I went.
Oh, I think we lost your audio.
Yeah, because there was a huge difference from going from my mid-roof 9400 when I was pulling reefer to going to flatbed. Like I probably gained like 2 mpgs better doing flatbed than and I could actually feel the aerodynamic. It mostly played up. You could really feel it when I was like pulling hills and stuff. Like I literally gained like 15 or 20 miles per hour faster, going up hills and stuff from that.
Yep, it's crazy how much aerodynamics has a play on fuel economy.
Well, when you think about it, when it's hitting a freaking brick wall like flat as a board,
Well, I'm about to jump in here. I gotta go to the bathroom, so.
Yeah, no problem.
Jump off
I'm gonna get off here too anyway soon. Probably right about now because I gotta go. Gotta go out to Glen Allen and then go out to Wilkesboro so I can get the hell out to the truck show. So you'll be there, I guess.
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll let you go. Make sure you don't go in the girls' bathroom. That's all.
All right, later, dude.
Yeah, I'll see it. Well, everyone, I'll see you guys. All right. Peace out.